The rolling green hills of Moon Township, PA, with a tinge of darkness over them, as it is cold, it is cloudy. In other words, it's perfect football weather. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Moon Township, PA, and Joe Walton Stadium. I'm Chris Baginski alongside Ed Albert.
Thank you, Chris.
And we've heard about this game basically since the beginning of the season. It looked like it could very well be what amounts to the NEC Championship game, and that is what it is today for Robert Morris. We'll get to more about that in a bit. But first of all, what's always a big game, Ed, is whenever the Colonials take on the crosstown rivals Duquesne Dukes, which they did here last week.
That's right, Chris. They took on the Duquesne Dukes, trying to get those bragging rights back. Robert Morris hosted the game this year, and it was a barn burner. Robert Morris, they evened the all-time series against Duquesne, 6-6 now, thanks to the victory. The win marked the second straight for the Colonials over the Dukes at the Joe Walton Stadium. Robert Morris finished with 355 yards of total offense while holding Duquesne to just 191 yards. Robert Morris finished 5 for 11, that's 45% on third down conversions, while the Dukes, allowing the Dukes to convert just 2 of their 12 chances, clicking off at 16.7%. Robert Morris held the ball for 35 minutes and 41 seconds. The second straight week, it's held the ball for at least 35 minutes, so look out for that today. Freshman punt returner Evan Taylor recorded 2 punt returns for 54 yards, including a 32-yard return with under a minute to play in the first half that set up Robert Morris's third score of the game. In 4 games as Robert Morris's punt returner, Taylor has averaged 18.3 yards on 9 returns. Sophomore Greg Langer earned his first start at kicker against Duquesne with Garrett Clausen being out. We'll talk more about that later. But Langer averaged 51.5 yards on 6 kickoffs while going 4 for 5 on point after attempts, and he also got his first career field goal attempt with 56 seconds to go in the first quarter and a 50-yarder that fell short. So some things to look out for today. We'll talk a little bit more about the kicking game here in a moment.
Okay, and we'd like to thank FSN Pittsburgh for that footage you just saw. But we're going to talk about this game now, and we're going to be covering 2 teams here today that just have a bunch of rushing juggernauts.
They do, Chris. When you look at this game on paper, you talk about for the Central Connecticut State Blue Devils, their team rushing. They're 15th in the nation, leading the Northeast Conference right now, and the man in charge of that is Everett Benjamin. He's averaging 119 yards per game. He's 9th in the nation with 6 100-plus yard games. But when you flip that and you look at what the Colonials are doing in the rushing game, they're 38th in the nation as a team. They're 2nd in the conference to Central Connecticut. And Miles Russ last week, Lanny will tell you about it in a little bit, our field reporter. He set the RMU rushing record. Right now he's averaging 120 yards per game for 8th in the nation, leading the Northeast Conference. So 2 teams today that really could open this up with their rushing games.
Now, defensively, it's been the Colonials' strong suit all season long. They've got a lot of talent on there, a lot of experience. They're good at taking the ball away. But also, Central Connecticut State also has some standout players. Talk about that a little bit, Ed.
Yeah, Chris. Chris Linares, defensive back for Central Connecticut, was the Rookie of the Week last year in the Northeast. Last week in the Northeast Conference, he's had 19 tackles this year, 2 interceptions. You look on the flip side for the Colonials, their D-back man is definitely Michael Landers. He's got 50 tackles this year, 5 interceptions and tackles. That's good for 8th all-time at Robert Morris. Alex DeMichael, 3rd all-time right now. And if you look at these defenses as a whole, Chris, Robert Morris has not allowed more than 16 points in the past 5 games, while Central Connecticut has scored at least 30 points in 4 of their last 5. Robert Morris right now, 8th in the nation in defense. So we talked about the rushing games going up against these tough defenses. It's going to be a real battle on the gridiron today because you've got immovable object versus unstoppable force.
Well, we'll be sure to keep an eye on that one. And something else we'll also keep an eye on is the Robert Morris kicking situation. It has been very stable so far this year, but that stability is gone because Garrett Clausen uncertain to play here today.
That's right, Chris. He is dressing today. It'll be unlikely for Garrett to play in this game. He's got a strained quad. He sat out last week, and that's why you saw Greg Lanner, as we told you about in the Duquesne highlight there, getting his first career start. As we mentioned, Langer 0 for 1 on the field goal. He missed that 50-yard attempt, 4 for 5 on the extra points. Garrett Clausen on the year, he's 3 for 5 for field goals, 26 of 27 on the point after attempt. Garrett Clausen going to be severely missed in a game today that, if it plays out like we think, could be very tight. It could come down to field goals. Greg Langer in the pregame warmups was able to hit one from about 46 yards on that side of the end zone. So if wind becomes a factor, not sure what's going to go on this side of the field, it could very well factor in. Look for the Robert Morris offense to try and get Greg Langer in as close as possible to give him the shortest attempt at a field goal if it comes down to that.
And it's worth pointing out that all of those point-after attempts and the field goal attempt were here at Joe Walton Stadium, so similar wind conditions here on top of the hill. Now let's bring in the third part of our crew, Lanny Klein. Lanny, we've talked about it. This is the NEC Championship game. Say what this means for the team and maybe give us a player to look out for.
Well, obviously, Chris, this is huge for the team. It's their first NEC Championship berth since 2000. The Colonials haven't been here since then. Central Connecticut State is the defending champions. Look for both teams to come out hard. Robert Morris is going to look for a little bit of revenge. They got beat pretty good last year up in Connecticut. But I think the key player is going to be Miles Rush. We said last week, broke the record, one of the leading rushers. Look for him to have a huge game and take this over. Look for Robert Morris to run the ball.
Okay, well, we will be right back here for the kickoff here on the RMU Sports Network, as it is the Central Connecticut State Blue Devils. It's the Robert Morris University Colonials, and it's live. Joe Walton Stadium, Chris Baginski alongside Ed Albert, and here you can see the Senior Day festivities. Just one of the many reasons why this game is a big one here on the calendar as they release the balloons following the pregame festivities here. What do you think it means to these seniors, Ed, especially for Senior Day to fall on such a big game?
Yeah, exactly, Chris. It means a lot to these guys, and a lot of these seniors, some of them aren't the starters. So typically on a senior day, you'd see the seniors get the start. On a day like this, they might not all get the start because of how important this game is to the outcome of the season. But this is something that these guys have worked 4 years for, and having the parents be able to come down on the field with them prior to the game, this is what the football players look for in the senior day, and any athlete looks for on their senior day. It's a time for celebrating, but now they're going to head back to the locker room, get their heads right, and get ready for this game. As the Blue Devils, they're in their locker room, and they're preparing for the Colonials right now, and they're not worried about any of these festivities. So the Colonials, it is a nice gesture, and it's good to have these celebrations like that, but now time for them to go back, get their heads right, and think about how they can win this game.
Yes, the time for celebration's over. Now all that's left is the last bit of preparation. Prior to this game, the Central Connecticut State Blue Devils and the Robert Morris Colonials here at Joe Walton Stadium. And right now we are seeing the fight song and the national anthem and Alma Mater will be coming up, performed by the RMU Band. As you get a look here, the pictures we're giving you some of the pageantry that is college football. Saturday tradition all across the country. And we will be back here on the RMU Sports Network with the coin toss after these messages. Chris Baginski here, alongside, as always, the man to my left, Ed Albert.
All right, Chris, let's get it on here. Robert Morris, they come into this game, in Central Connecticut as well, with an overall record of 6-2 for Central Connecticut. They're 5-0 on the ledger in the NEC, just a half game behind our Colonials. The winner of Saturday's game will go a long way in determining the champion of the NEC in 2010, as well as who earns the inaugural bid to the Football Championship Subdivision FCS playoffs from the league. The key to this game, Chris, you might ask? Look no further than the red zone. The Blue Devils enter Saturday's contest leading the Northeast Conference in red zone offense, having converted 94.3%, or 33 of 35, of their opportunities. Robert Morris, meanwhile, leads the Northeast Conference in red zone defense by allowing just 15 scores in 22 opportunities, a success rate of just 68.2%. Robert Morris has been exceptionally stingy lately, as in the last 5 games, opponents have been successful just 50%, 6 for 12 of the time when reaching the red zone.
All right, and we're going to use this opportunity to go over the starting lineups for the two teams. We will start with the visiting Blue Devils. On offense, their quarterback is Gunnar Jespersen, the running back Everett Benjamin, and the fullback is Eric Richardson. The wide receivers, Josu Paul and Richie Martin, and they like to spread it out to the both of them. And then the offensive line, the left tackles, Ryan, Harrison, Dennison, Brackett, and then Allison, the right tackle, the tight end, Anthony Jolbus. Now, Ed, as we mentioned, it's a team that likes to run the ball a lot. Jespersen is good, but also you've got Benjamin, who gets quite a few touches as well. We talked about it in the opening as we get
It's the flyover here.
For military appreciation.
Beautiful.
Just an excellent gesture from the RMU Athletic Department. Something that I feel we take for granted, the men and women that defend us day in and day out. But getting back to the game, Ed, it's one of the top-ranked offenses on the ground in the FCS.
That's right, Chris, and as we talked about in pregame, that's really where this game could come down to. Robert Morris's strong defense, especially against the run. We've seen it all year. Robert Morris being able to shut down teams on the run game and forcing teams to go through the air well, Robert Morris defense isn't too shabby either. But with Central Connecticut having such a good run game, it's going to be interesting to see how the Colonials are able to stop that, because I don't think the Colonials have seen a running attack like they're going to see from Central Connecticut today all year.
And let's take a look at that defense that is going to be matched up against this Blue Devils offense. You've got the line, you have Nolan Nierhoff, the nose guard Chris Roberts, right end Steve Mitchell. Linebackers are Brad Banis and John Krebs on the outside. On the inside, Alex DeMichael and Elias Navarro. And the secondary, playing the corners, Marvin McCullough and Rolf Bathold. And the safeties, Michael Richards and Michael Landers. McCullough, Richards, and Landers, all redshirt seniors. Rolf Bathold, a natural senior, or true senior, if you would, so a very experienced secondary.
Yeah, Chris, when you look at him, as we mentioned in the pregame, you take a look at Michael Landers. He's played 8 games, in all of 8 games this year. He's got 18 unassisted tackles, 32 assisted for the total of 50 that we told you about. 5 interceptions on the year. Michael Richards, about 18 unassisted tackles, 21 assisted for a total of 39. And he's also got 2 interceptions this year. Other guys with interceptions for the Colonials that are in double digits, Ben Ridgely, he has 2 this year, number 18, as well as number 28, Rolf Bathold, as you mentioned, and he also has 39 tackles, does Bathold. So Colonials love to take the ball away, and it's something they do very well.
Now let's flip to the other side, the Colonials offense. You have Jeff Sinclair under center, who has been doing very well as a true sophomore. Then, of course, the halfback Miles Russ, currently the leading rusher in Robert Morris history, passing by Sam Dorsett, who is the current running backs coach and was the first running back of record, I guess you could use, here in the program's history. The fullback, Jeff Link. Then we take a look at the receivers. The split end is TJ Green, the flanker, Anthony Coleman. And then the line goes from left to right, Carlos Andretti at left tackle. Then A.J. Dalton, a freshman, getting the start at left guard. Logan Miles, the center. He is a junior. Right guard, Brad Rogers. Right tackle is Corey Koniecki. And the tight end, and one of the favorite targets of Jeff Sinclair, is junior Shadre King.
Yeah, Chris, we had an opportunity to have Shadre King on Colonial Sports Center this week, and it was a great time, and he was breaking down last week's game against Duquesne. If you take a look at Shadre, right now he's leading the Colonials in receiving, 417 yards this year, averaging 11.9 per catch. He's got 6 touchdowns. His longest is 35. So look for King to be a go-to target today. And also take a look at Jeff Sinclair's stats on the year. He's got a 149.4 efficiency rating. He's completed 94 of 178, only 6 interceptions on the year, 18 touchdowns against that 6 interceptions. So he's doing well in keeping touchdowns ahead of interceptions. His longest pass, 67 yards this year, 52% completion rate. So Sinclair getting the job done. And it's that offensive line keeping him protected that's doing it too. And we've talked about that all year. And as you mentioned, look for Carlos Andretti over there at left tackle for protecting that left side, and Corey Kanicki protecting that right side, doing a good job. And as you mentioned, you see A.J. Dalton getting that start. That's a bit of a different look for the Colonials on that offensive line. Typically, Brian Bevilacqua getting the start at the left guard. So maybe that's something we've got to look for today with Bevilacqua not being in there. Keep your eye on the left guard spot, and we'll be talking about that a little bit through the day of how maybe that could play into this Colonial offense.
Our own Lanny Klein has more. Lanny, what news?
All right, thanks, guys. Another quick stat about Miles Russ is we all know he broke the record last week with the rushing yards. He only needs 46 more yards this week to break Sam Dorsett's all-purpose yardage. So look for Miles Russ to set another record today. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Lanny. And not only that, but he only needs about 40 or so yards to get his third consecutive 1,000-yard rushing season as well.
Yeah, Chris, and that's really it shows how good of a runner Miles Russ is. 1,000-yard seasons aren't that easy to get, and Miles consistently has clicked away at rates that are just almost unfathomable of how well he can run the ball. And the thing that you see is he never stops moving his feet. They're always moving, and he's always headed more north-south than he is east-west. And so couple that with a very good blocking from the offensive line that he's got through his career here, and a good offense that's been able to mix it up for him and do some things with play action and selling things and keeping defenses honest. They're not able to put as many guys in the box to stop Russ on every down because they know the Colonials' passing attack will shut him down, and it opens up opportunities for Russ. And Russ, he takes those opportunities and runs up and down the field on opponents every week.
Yeah, and it's all about those quick cuts he makes. He's so agile. He doesn't have to go east and west because he can just shift on a dime, so to speak, and he's able to find those holes and get upfield. Now let's take a look at the Blue Devils' defense. Their defensive end, Dominic Giampietro. The defensive tackle, Ricardo Gibson. Nose guard, Gene Johnson. Defensive end, Lawton Arnold. And then their linebackers, at Sam linebackers, Jeff Marino. Middle linebacker, Isaiah Body. And will linebacker, Lorenzo Baker. Their secondary, the corners, Chris Linares, who we'll talk about more. Dominique Rose is the senior at the other corner. And then strong safety, Alondre Rush, and Nick Delgado, the free safety. Now, we were pointing out before at A.J. Dalton, the freshman left guard. Now, Chris Linares is a freshman on the defense, but he's one who is used to being there. He won the NEC Rookie of the Week last week, but it'll be interesting to see who the freshman corner is matched up against.
It will be, Chris. The Colonials have a very good set of wide receivers in T.J. Green and Anthony Coleman, as well as Shadre King coming off of the tight end spot. So it'll be interesting to see how Linares matches up. And also on the Blue Devils defense, look out for that Sam linebacker you mentioned, number 54, Jeff Marino, leading this team in tackles with 76. He also has an interception on the year. So look for Marino to be real key in that box. Maybe he'll be the guy that's shutting down Miles Russ. As I said, he leads the team in the tackles.
All right, well, the coin toss will be coming up shortly as we determine who exactly is going to get the first crack at it in this game. But first, we will take a break here on the RMU Sports Network presented by Hometown Pizza.
Guten Tag!
Johannes, Ron!
I bring you arts-enriched Raisinblams, fortified with increased test scores and creative problem-solving skills.
It's good!
And good for you. Bobby? Susie? Don't worry, that's just the power of the art!
Feed your kids the arts. For 10 simple ways to learn how, visit AmericansForTheArts.org.
Said you have a problem with Colonial Sports Center. What's the issue?
I do have a little bit of a beef with the Sports Center. It's not that I don't like the anchors that are on there right now, but if you check out the guy that does the sports on RMU Live Tuesdays at 5:30, he is 10 times better than these two chums that sit up here week after week and blah, 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 blah. I mean, Liam and Mario, come on, what is that? Put this kid that's on the news. He just started on Tuesday. He's 10 times better. He's flawless. He's got everything down pat. These two blowhards up here, I don't know what they're talking about. So check out RMU Live Tuesdays at 5:30 and check out the kid on the sports. Stick him on Colonial Sports Center. That's Thursdays at 9:30. and it's a win-win situation.
Back here at Joe Walton Stadium, Ed Albert has the officiating assignments.
All right, thank you, Chris. Today's referee is going to be Stephen Daubus. The umpire will be Fred Yager. Linesman Anthony Solomine. Line judge Norman Henn. Field judge John Sorvanich. Side judge William Schoen. Back judge Jack Zillis. Your clock operator is Anthony Manco. And the play clock is John Piori.
And hopefully this will be the last time we have to mention any of them here today.
That would be very, very preferable, Chris.
Now, meanwhile, for the captains, for the Blue Devils, it'll be Mike Allison, the offensive lineman, running back Brian Fowler. All of these seniors, mind you, linebacker Jeff Marino, cornerback Dominique Rose, and strong safety Alondre Rush. Now, the Robert Morris captains are always decided on the day of the game. Out there right now is Miles Russ.
That's right, Chris. Looks like we have Miles Russ out there as well as Josh Keel, two senior running backs out there for today's coin toss. And here comes the rest of this Colonials team, and they look pumped up, Chris. This is going to be such a good game. People on campus, you could have feel the buzz all week. Everyone was waiting for this game, and because of what's on the line, and you can tell it here, you look at this crowd, Chris, and the stands are pretty well filled on the Robert Morris side, and everyone just very excited today. And it's an incredible atmosphere when teams on campus are winning. It's amazing how much it can change, the feel of what's going on here on the rolling hills of Robert Morris.
Well, if you are on this Robert Morris Colonials team and you can't get up for this game, you shouldn't be on the team. If you're a Robert Morris Colonial crazy and you can't get up for this game, you shouldn't be supporting the team.
That's what you're going to do.
Right now, they're taking their positions. The Colonials will be defending the goal to our left.
This half. Shake hands, fellas. Bring your teams out.
We are just about ready to go underway here. Very cloudy day, as you can probably tell from the pictures here. Quite cold as well. There were snow flurries earlier. We'll have to see if they make a reappearance.
Chris, if we just look quickly here, this series between the Colonials and the Blue Devils started back in 1994. Robert Morris currently leads this series with a record of 12-4. And, the Colonials coming into this game off of that win against Duquesne. Central Connecticut comes into this game on looks like a 5-game win streak. Their last victory was on October 29th against Wagner, a 38-20 victory. So both teams coming in here, riding the momentum, and look for just with Central Connecticut. The Robert Morris Colonials started this winning streak of sorts. They lost, of course, at the beginning of this year, but they've won 12 of their last 13, and that streak began after getting blown out last year at Central Connecticut State. So the Colonials are going to remember that victory, the guys that are still here that did not graduate. So look for the Colonials to use that maybe as a little bit of extra motivation and to prove to them that, hey, we're for real this time.
That score was the Blue Devils doubling up the Colonials, 42-21, up there in Connecticut last year. Somehow, I don't feel that the score is going to be anywhere near as lopsided in this one. Whoever wins, it will be sure to be a close one, as it'll be Juan Duke, the sophomore, who will be kicking off. Coleman back deep for this one for the Colonials. And the battle for the championship begins. Coleman fields it at the 15, crossing the 25, the 30, finding a little hole over the 40 to about the 44-yard line. Great return to start out, and the Colonials will have decent field position, at the worst to say, to begin their first drive.
Couldn't have asked for a better way to start this game out. Anthony Coleman fielding that kick, bringing it all the way up. You saw a very good formation there. He was getting some excellent blocking. The line came together, and they all shifted through and got him some great field position here. The Colonials starting out very nicely.
It'll be a single back look to start out. The single back is the new leading rusher, Miles Russ. Sinclair will keep it, though. He'll roll to the left, and he'll find himself a hole, crossing the 50, 45, 40. putting his shoulder down, and it looks like he will be down at about the 40. Meeting him at the 40 was number 16 for the Blue Devils. That's Chris Linares, that freshman corner.
Almost looked as if it was a designed play right from the beginning. As you take a look here at the hometown instant replay, you saw Jeff Sinclair, he rolled out, and then he just kept going. I'm not sure if he actually looked downfield to see if anyone was open, but he appeared that he wanted to just run this thing right off the bat.
Needed 10, got about 15 on that play. They're now in the Blue Devils' 40-yard line. And now getting the call is Russ. Russ up the far sideline over the 30, 25, 20, still in bounds, or is he? It looks like they're going to mark him out at the 21-yard line, but still definitely enough for the first down, and the Colonials keep moving.
Shadre King, the lead blocker on that play, Chris, he just took out there. It looked like it was number 16 for Central Connecticut State. That was Chris Linares, that freshman defensive back we were talking about. Shadre King just took complete control of him. Here's the hometown instant replay. Took Linares, pushed him to the limit, gave Miles Russ all the room in the world to keep running down that sidelines, got him all the way down, and there you see at the tail end of that play there.
Slip back look, Russ gets it again, tries the middle, gets about a yard ahead to the 20. Meeting him was Dominic Giampietro, the defensive lineman, the junior, 6'2", 250.
They can't all be exciting plays, Chris. The Colonials just try to run up the middle that time, get stopped, and sets up a 2nd and 9 for them, and see if maybe they look to the passing game now. We have not yet seen a pass from the Colonials, so maybe look for some sort of a play-action fake, maybe a bootleg for Sinclair. He likes to roll out. Maybe when they get this close, sometimes you usually see Sinclair want to roll out to his right and look for either Coleman in the back of the end zone, maybe.
2nd and 9, only the 4th play of the drive for the Colonials. Sinclair looking, he's going for King, who's double covered in the corner, and it is bobbled around out of bounds. The two players on coverage there was...
Looked like it was Andre Rush and as well as Linares, Chris, were in there, and Shadre was battling those guys for that ball, and Sinclair throwing it right into double coverage and not able to come down with it. Here you see he looks, and there's Linares coming in late, and you see Rush already there, really going right for the ball. Linares came in late there, not really guarding the ball. Could have been face guarding, but no call there. But King just not able to come down with it. Colonials now with a 3rd and long.
It's not often that a tight end warrants double coverage, but there's King in motion right now as a wideout. Sinclair looking to his right on 3rd and 9, delivering, going for Green, and does he still have possession? He does. Touchdown, Colonials.
Chris, on that play, Jeff Sinclair, he initially looked right for Shadre King. He wanted to go to King. He was the first look on that play. The Colonials were just going to try and pick up the first down. King did a little, just a short little out route, and Sinclair looked there first. Then he looked deep, saw that Green was open there, and went for the touchdown instead. Here's the hometown replay. There you see Sinclair driving back, and you'll see there he looked first, and then he comes back, and he goes deep there and goes right for his man in, Green.
Greg Langer with his first test of the day, and he passes it 7-0. Schertzinger with the hold, and with the snap was R.J. Cook, your usual kicking battery, except, of course, for the absence of Clausen. But 7-0 the start, a brilliant drive to start off. It was Coleman who set up the whole thing with great field position, a great kickoff return, getting to about the Colonials' 45, and then just 5 plays later, they are up 7-0.
Colonials, Chris, really dominating here on this opening drive. They get a beautiful kick return to start it off from Anthony Coleman. Take a look here, another instant hometown replay here. It's the ultimate quality, quantity, value. Take a look at this touchdown here. There you see Sinclair checking first for King and then going deep for Green. Green covered there by number 22, and that's Jamie Creighton. Creighton was about a step and a half, 2 steps behind, and really tried to reach in on Green and just really couldn't get there. And TJ Green just comes down with that ball, and you know, he was able to maintain the possession. He rolled around a little, didn't look like the ball appeared to touch at any point, and hangs on. And the Colonials just come out guns a-blazing, and now let's see what this defense can do for the Colonials.
It'll be up to the Blue Devils to respond. Josu Paul, who is currently leading the FCS in active career kickoff returns for touchdowns. He has 4, and he is back to receive with Nick Baccarella, the redshirt freshman.
And Chris, I see that offensive line sitting over there on the bench, and The coach just giving him a little prep talk. It's amazing.
Oh, and well, that's a mistake right there. As the ball going out of bounds, this will be taken to the 35 here.
So the Colonial defense now will start with a little bit of adversity and giving Central Connecticut a bit better field position. And it's not anything the Colonials haven't seen all year.
Ball will actually be at the 40. Somebody confused his NFL rules with his college rules. And that is where Gunnar Jesperson, the Golden Helmet winner in the the New England Football Awards, he just received that. He will start in the backfield along with Benjamin. Out of the shotgun, 3 wide, tight end to the right. Calling out, it appears to be an audible. Jesperson takes the snap, and Benjamin on this mostly run-first team will get to about the 44-yard line for a gain of 4. They'll give him 3.
Colonials defense there looked like they were trying to jump the snap count, but then on that audible that Jesperson called, slowed them down a bit on that. Let's see if they can't try and do something like that again. It looks like the Colonials wanting to apply pressure to Jesperson very quickly.
They'll use the no huddle here as Jesperson takes the snap, and Jesperson will keep, and he will get ahead to about the 49-yard line of the Colonials. A quick first down right off the bat. Just 2 plays after the beginning of the drive.
First man in there was Steve Mitchell, the defensive end. Almost had a shot there. Jesperson not able to bring him down, where Jesperson would have been stopped for a loss. Instead, he gets away and gets a first down.
Joining him in the backfield now is Chris Tolbert, a wide receiver actually back there to the right of Jesperson. Benjamin to the left, 3 wide. Jesperson with the pitch to Tolbert. Tolbert will spin to the 47 before he was met by number 51 of the Colonials, Elias Navarro, with the tackle.
Elias Navarro, they're doing a nice job of picking that up. Didn't catch the Colonial number, but they were fooled by that fake at first because the pitch by Jesperson was waited so long before he actually got rid of it that the Colonial overcommitted and wasn't able to stop the man, and then Navarro able to just come over and shut it down without significant gain.
Sticking with the usual formation is Jesperson and the Blue Devils. Jesperson hands off to Benjamin. Benjamin testing the left side and getting pushed back, and we'll have to take a look and see where forward progress takes him, but it will be 3rd and 4. They will give him 4 yards on the run.
The Colonials are able to get in and get pressure to Jesperson. The handoff and the pitches are very late. They're trying to fool the Colonials, and he's faking that late handoff, and Jesperson wants to, if it's not available, take a look at the instant replay here. If it's not available for Jesperson to hand it off, he's keeping it late and trying to take advantage of it himself. There you see the late handoff there. He just gives it away right before Benjamin hits the line. So watch for the Colonials to try and capitalize that on.
4 wide, Jesperson hits Borowski, and Borowski finds a hole up the sideline. And did he get in, or was he run out? He will be just short, but it was a quick pass, and the Colonials seemed completely fooled to the left, and P.J. Borowski taking it up the sideline all the way to the 1-yard line, first and goal.
Wow, complete breakdown there by the Colonials. They should have had Borowski stopped right at about the line of scrimmage.
I'm going to say he went out of bounds actually at the 27.
Wow, the Colonials catch a big break there.
And I do mean big break. We've got the shotgun with a sidecar to each side. The wideouts are Richie Martin and Paul there in the right slot. And we've got a delay game. This will make it 1st and 15. They're so used to snapping the ball, or at least getting to the line so early, and then this time maybe the confusion over the spotting of the ball led to that delay of game penalty.
Correct, Chris. And then you see the Colonial crazies. They're loving that call and get some of that field position back. Back the Blue Devils up. Let's see if the Colonials can't stop them here. And here's where you'd like to see a turnover come into the play. You're going to think Jesperson's want to start going to the air again after the success of that last play. Let's see if the Colonials can't combat it.
Jesperson Looking for a pass and not able to flag that one down is Richie Martin, as that one just a little bit too high, trying to take it down with one hand. It misses. 2nd and 15.
Colonials do a nice job in coverage there, Chris. You know, Robert Morris taking away open receivers and making Jesperson, you know, try and throw it to a spot where only his receiver can get it. And with that not being a very accurate pass, it goes over the head of Richie Martin, not able to come down with it. Now it's 2nd and long.
2nd and 15. He'll hit Paul on the swing pass, and he will be short of the 15. And it looks like, though, he might have enough for the first down, as they're utilizing just those quick passes to the outside. It doesn't seem like Jesperson, and it is a first down, doesn't seem like Jesperson likes to look downfield. He only looks laterally with his passes.
Yeah, Chris, and the Colonials are going to have to find a way to combat this short screen pass. That's what's bit them so far, and that's what's allowed Central Connecticut to pick up the big yardage, is these short little passes Jesperson's throwing out.
And Benjamin getting it, and not much positive yardage for him. He will get to the 14-yard line for a gain of 2. They'll give him 3.
The Colonial linebackers doing a nice job of penetrating the gap there and getting in and stopping, Benjamin, rather. And stopping him before he could get through. If you take a look at the hometown replay, you can see where there was a little bit of a hole there for Benjamin to get through, and then the Colonial linebacker there just able to stop him before he broke even farther.
Jesperson taking a glance towards the sideline for the call, and he pitches it to Tolbert, and Tolbert met in the backfield the first Colonial on the play. Michael Landers, the free safety, able to get into the backfield and stop him for a loss.
And on that play, Chris, that's where you see that late pitch really biting the Blue Devils. Landers able to possess in there, get in there very quickly and stop that. And we'll have to watch for that the rest of the game.
No gain on the play.
There's the hometown replay.
And 7.
There you see delay there, and then that late pitch allowing Landers to pop right in there and get him off the side there.
Jesperson looking to the right, throwing for the corner, and it is too far of his intended target. Raul Deepanenentes, the 6-foot wide receiver, the junior, trying to hit him in the corner. It is too far. It'll bring on the field goal unit for 4th and 7.
Jesperson hit hard on that play, Chris, too. After he released that ball, he was nailed into the ground, and now with the field goal unit coming on, we'll have to see if the Colonials can't get a hand on this one. They have blocked a few this year.
That they have, and right now the field goal unit, the holders PJ Borowski, and the place kicker is Joe Izzo, a sophomore. Izzo with the attempt from about 30 yards. It is good. That will bring the score to 7 for the Colonials and 3 for the Blue Devils. 8:27 to go here in the first, but you have to consider that pretty successful considering that the opening kickoff went out of bounds.
Yeah, Chris, the Blue Devils able to start with some very nice field position, working the ball down the field, and then you see the Colonials able to, you know, the defense getting pushed around a little bit more than we've seen in the past, but they're able to hold them to a field goal, and I think that's what the important thing. We got 6 on the board to start our opening drive. They only got 3. So right now, we're beating them by about half in the offensive department. Of course, the extra point tacked on, but Colonial's doing a nice job of holding and getting things done.
And let's go down to Landy Klein, who has more.
Something to talk about. We know Central Connecticut State's going to run the ball. They have 20 rushing touchdowns on the season to only 8 passing touchdowns. And someone big to step up and stop that rush is senior linebacker Alex DeMichael. 13 solo tackles last week against Duquesne, 78 tackles on the season. So look for him to step up on defense and have a big game today. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Landy, and we will keep an eye out on that as the Colonials ready to receive the ball for the second time. Their first time was a 5-play, 55-yard drive, took 1:52 off the clock. Sinclair hitting Green from 20 yards out.
Colonials, Chris, with that quick strike offense, and you see the Colonial defense staying on the field much longer than we usually see, so watch for that.
Raphael Johnson fielding it over there on the far side, and he gets to about the Colonial 44. So again, good field position, but a flag flying near the Central Connecticut sideline.
I think the Colonials are going to get some extra yardage tacked onto this return, Chris.
Could very well be the case. Some words might have been exchanged, maybe some shoves.
We'll wait for the call from official Stephen Dobis. I was going to say before this flag, Chris, Blue Devils with a short kick again, giving the Colonials much better field position. And here's the referee, Steve Delvis.
He signaled for unsportsmanlike conduct on the Blue Devils.
Unsportsmanlike foul, number 6, on the kicking team, 15 yards, first down.
London Lomax with the extracurricular activity.
The defensive back, Chris, 5'11", 180 junior. So the Colonials now ball at the, was it the 41-yard line. The fantastic field position here, starting in Blue Devil territory.
And let's see what they can do. Split backfield, Link and Russ. Faking the handoff to Russ is Sinclair. Sinclair looking downfield and hitting Green with a pretty dangerous pass there. Really able to thread the needle. Getting a hand on it was Linares, but Green gets the reception, and now it is 1st and 10 from the Central Connecticut State 14.
Just a beautiful hookup. Sinclair being able to find TJ Green on that play. He hit him with the touchdown and just hitting Green in stride there. Beautiful thrown ball. Sinclair rolling out to his right. The Colonials right now, they're not wasting any time in getting their job done. They're going to try and get on the board again quickly.
You mentioned it, the quick strike ability. Sinclair will look over the middle, right there. How's that for a quick strike? The Shadre King touchdown, Colonials.
2 plays, Chris. That's all it takes for the Colonials to get this job done. Sinclair hitting, again, right in stride. He finds Shadre King, and the King back in his corner. You take a look at the instant replay. Sinclair just takes a typical progression and wide open in the end zone is Shadre King, blowing the coverage on that one. Alondre Rush, the defensive back, 6-foot senior. You think by now as a senior you'd be able to pick up a man coming across the middle like that.
Thus, Shadre King has shown that he is not the easiest receiver to cover. That's despite the fact he's a tight end. But there is the extra point tacked on there.
Chris Linares, came off the corner there very quickly. Langer able to kick the ball away before Linares could prove to do any damage, but watch to see if the Colonials are able to correct that. If it gets down to it late, if there's any need for field goals to get involved, that could be something that the Colonials might need to pick up on for later in this game. But just a phenomenal drive. This time only 2 plays. Their last drive was 5 plays, 55 yards, and this drive only taking 2 plays, and quick strikes to TJ Green and to Shadre King, and the Colonials getting it done through the air today.
Colonials' time of possession last week was about 35 minutes. I say at this rate they'd be lucky to hit 25.
14-3 right now. A very entertaining first quarter we've had so far. We're only 7:52 in, so still a long time to play. We could be here for a while if this game keeps being a score fest.
I personally wouldn't mind it. Don't have much else to do until later on whenever the Penguins play. But right now, it is going to be Langer in for Clausen in case you joined us late. Kicking it off from the 35.
This one stays in bounds.
Getting this time Baccarella over the 35 to about the 39 before he is met and downed. Baccarella is the 5'7", 150-pound redshirt freshman, so very light, not that tall, and he does have quite a bit of speed to him, though, and that's why you can tell the reason they put him on the kickoff return unit.
Blue Devils, Chris, will start again at their 40, so let's see if the Colonials defense can't stop them from getting as far down the field, and let's see if we can't get a 3 and out here.
Typical I formation here, as joining Benjamin in the backfield is Richardson, the fullback, and Benjamin will get it, and he'll spin off a tackle over to the right side, and he will get to the 44-yard line, gain of 4, bringing up 2nd and 6.
Yeah, you see the Blue Devils there now going to, like you said, a traditional more I formation, which we haven't seen all game, bringing in the fullback and picking up 4 yards. Looks like the Blue Devils trying to just pound it down the Colonials' throats now and just trying to tick yards off the clock.
Down 2 possessions early. They may be trying something a little bit different here. Jesperson keeping it. Williams hitting him from the backside, and that is a completion deep to about the 25
Richie
to
Martin,
number
Chris.
19, Richie Martin, one of his favorite targets. And just getting that deep completion and able to get into Colonials territory.
Jesperson lucky to get that pass off. In pursuit was number 58 for the Colonials, and that's Robert Williams, who was just flying in there and just being able to hit Martin in stride.
Handoff is to Benjamin. Benjamin to the right side, getting to about the 20 before being brought down by two Colonials. Second down and 8. And it looked like DeMichael had part of that tackle.
Chris, real quick, just to update the Colonials on that last drive. Shadre King caught that 14-yard touchdown pass. 2 plays, 41 yards, 30 seconds is all it took the Colonials to get those points on the board.
Colonials acting as the half-minute men there. As in, the shotgun is Jesperson. He's got Benjamin to his left. They will go with 4 wide, 3 to the left. The pitch is to Benjamin. Benjamin crossing the 20, trying to turn the corner. Getting met by DeMichael at about the 16-yard line. We'll have to see just how much they give him on this play, but it could be a first down. Waiting for the official indication.
Looks like they have 2nd and 8 up, 3rd and 8 up on
Third
3rd
and
and 1.
one.
Okay, they changed it, so 3rd and 1. Now's the time, Chris. Colonials, you would expect a run here from the Blue Devils, I would think, and Colonials try and maybe jam the box and stop that, maybe even a keeper by Jesperson, how good of a runner he is.
Benjamin's proven that he can get some good yardage there. He can spin off some tackles. All they need is a yard here. And they're going to bring out the chains for a more official measurement here. Right now looking at a 3rd and 1, but it could be a first down after this measurement. And it appears they have it. They do. It is a first down, so our discussion that we just had there was proven moot. They will give him the 12-yard line, and it will be first down.
Well, now the Colonials faced with an entirely different situation, Chris. You got the ball deep now in the red zone, ball at the 12-yard line, a first down to work with. Central Connecticut State now able to open their playbook a little bit more, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see maybe a delay again by Jesperson. You see him delay a handoff, maybe just drop back and find someone in the end zone that, you know, maybe a corner that bit or something. I think that you're going to see a very nice pass by Jesperson.
Jesperson with some hesitation, free snap. And
Keeps
Jesperson
it.
will keep it and get to, we will say, the 8-yard line.
An interesting decision there, and I looked like it proved to be a good one for the Blue Devils. The Colonials not ready for Jesperson to keep that, and you know, we talked about maybe him keeping it if it was a 3rd and 1, decide to keep it anyway, and he picks up some yardage there. Now a 2nd and 4, ball at the 8, so you've already, looks like they'll change it to 2nd and 6 now, but still you've almost chopped in half what you need for the first down.
Tolbert joining Jesperson and Benjamin in the backfield.
They love these audibles, Chris.
And Jesperson seems to be getting them straight from the coach. Keeping it Jesperson, he goes to the left. It's Tolbert. Tolbert able to get into the end zone. Not able to meet him there was DeMichael. It'll be a touchdown, and that will cut the lead down to 14-9 for the Colonials.
Well, Chris, it's the first time in a long time that I can remember the Colonials defense being pushed around like this and getting a touchdown scored against them this soon in the first quarter. 5:14 left here. Just what we expected for this game is happening. Now we've got 14-9, what looks to be 14-10 if number 49, Joe Izzo, is able to connect here on the PAT. He is. So 14-10, and the Colonials, Chris, this is a different situation they've been in all year. We've only been on the field ourselves, it looks like 1:52 and then 30 seconds. And Central Connecticut State has been on the field the entire rest of the time. So the defense for Robert Morris staying on a lot longer than they're typically used to. It'll be interesting to see how this defense adjusts to that, and if the offense won't change how they're playing and try and possess the ball longer to give that defense a rest.
The time of possession is a battle that the Blue Devils seem like they want to try and win. It seems like it's a part of their game to hold on to that ball for as long as possible. And usually, you know, the Colonials keep it on the ground with Russ, but Russ just gains so much yardage in chunks that the offense isn't out there for long.
Yeah, Chris, here's a look at the hometown instant replay on this last touchdown by the Blue Devils. You see Jesperson with a lot of time there, and then just hooking up with number 34, Chris Tolbert, and Colonials just not able to defend him, and he has a little clear shot there right to the end zone and gives them a 14-10 deficit now for the Blue Devils. That we were talking about time of possession on the year. Central Connecticut State possessing the ball on an average about 32 minutes per game, letting their opponents have it for about 27-57 per game. And you put that against for the Colonials, what they're doing on the years. There's the kickoff.
Juan Duque with the kickoff. Coleman, the deep man, fielding it. Across the 30 to the 35. He is down at about the 36 to 37 yard line. There on the far side near the Central Connecticut State sideline. And of course that led to problems last time. A 15-yard penalty put them right in Blue Devil territory to begin.
And Chris, and then if you look for the Colonials, their time of possession, they're possessing it themselves about 29-44 a game. Their opponents, they're allowing them to have it for about 30 minutes, 15 seconds. So both teams matching up pretty well on their season averages for today.
Russ to the left, across the 45. It looks like he has enough for the first down. Just angling towards the sideline, finding that open space. It's what he's best at.
Russ doing a fantastic job bouncing it off to the left side, what he loves to do so much, and picking up the first down for the Colonials. And deepest the Colonials have started in this game so far on this possession. So it'll be interesting to see how much longer it takes them to get down into the red zone. The last drive by CCSU took 2:31 off the clock.
Russ only getting a small gain there. Is Dominic Giampetro able to get him down? It's only a gain of 2. As the clock winding to 4:30 here. This is already the 3rd time the Colonials have possessed the ball, and they had their worst starting field position of the game. That terrible starting field position that is their own 35.
Just about any other game you'd consider that probably half decent field position, but after what they've gotten today, they're not accustomed to it.
Sinclair sent Coleman in motion. Now he's looking towards Coleman, and the other number 4 was closer to it. That's Dominique Rose, the defensive back for the Blue Devils. Incomplete, 3rd and 8.
Andretti did a nice job there protecting Sinclair's blind side. You saw the pressure being put on Andretti, holding the man off, giving Sinclair just enough time to release that ball, and fortunately not able to get it to Coleman for a completion, but could have been a sack if not for Andretti being able to pick that man up. Did a nice job blocking there and not holding on to the man.
I believe this is the first attempt they'll have at the 3rd down conversion of the game. Interesting look as Evans is in now, the tight end. He's in motion. He'll motion back to the right, and now Sinclair will be looking right as he rolls, and he's able to get T.J. Green at about the 35-yard line. Tackled by Jeremy Creighton, the redshirt freshman nickelback there, bringing him down. Very interesting look there that they had, but it is a completion.
Chris, that'll actually be the second 3rd down conversion for the Colonials today. That'll make them 2 of 2 on the day. And you take a look here at the hometown instant replay on that 1st down pickup. Sinclair loving that rollout. This time he goes to the right and looks downfield and finds his man. And right there is Green for the completion.
And right here is Russ taking it up the right side, bringing him down from behind before being assisted there is Isaiah Body, the junior linebacker. And the gain will be, as we wait for it to be posted,
3.
They'll give him 3.
And so a modest gain for Miles Russ on that, but it'll make it a little bit shorter for the Colonials here. Wouldn't be surprised if they head back to the play action.
We'll see what Sinclair does as he comes out with a split backfield, sending Coleman in motion out of the left slot. Parks in the right slot. Link hands off to Coleman there, and Coleman stopped in the backfield there. Able to read the play seemingly from the beginning was Gene Johnson, the defensive lineman.
Coleman looked to go up the middle there after he got the ball from Jeff Link. Looked like there might have been some more space for Coleman had he just gone all the way for a traditional reverse and bounced it off to the left side. Might have been able to get at least no gain, but now looking at about a loss of 1 on that play. I'm sorry, about 4 or 5.
That it is. They'll spot it at the Blue Devil 37. It'll be 3rd down and 12. This is definitely the biggest necessary gain that they're looking at, the Colonials, for the first down. Split back look, Sinclair under some pressure. He goes to the right. He throws for Coleman. It is deep, and it is almost intercepted there by Alondre Rush. But luckily for the Colonials, it is dropped, and it is now 4th down and 12. And the ball's on the 37 here, so we're looking at a punt, and Nick Schertzinger will enter the game.
Yeah, Chris, Sinclair didn't have a lot of time there to get rid of that ball. Raphael Johnson did a nice job of picking up the man coming right up the middle, giving Sinclair just a little bit of extra time, but almost the same thing we saw in the last pass that was attempted to Anthony Coleman. Sinclair just not able to get the ball off in a good time and be able to set himself, and it just got away from him, and they're not able to pick it up.
Baccarella is back. And this one could be a good one. And it is, downing the ball for the Colonials. Who else but Eric Lowry at the Blue Devils 1.
Where else but the Joe Walton Stadium does Eric Lowry take control of a Nick Schertzinger punt like that? We've seen it all year here, and Lowry just doing a great job, and I can't think of a better place than right here at the Joe Walton Stadium for Eric Lowry to take care of that, and he's been doing it all year. Eric Lowry, a special teams ace. Him and Schertzinger just doing an amazing job. Central Connecticut now going to have to start from their own 2-yard line, Chris.
So this will certainly be Jesperson and the Blue Devils' offense toughest test. And they line up in the eye. The give is to Benjamin. Benjamin, they're calling for, looks like it could have been fumbled. A bag's been thrown, and it is. The ball was fumbled in the pile. The Colonials have recovered the ball, and they will get the ball inside the Blue Devils 5. And out comes that Blue Devils defense once again, having to get right back to work.
Ball looks like, Chris, it'll be spotted at about the goal line. So how's that for a punt? Colonials do a nice job there, and that's what the field position does for you. This time, the defense only has to be on the field one play. The offense gets to trot right back out here, and now Colonials looking at another touchdown opportunity here in the red zone. What a turn of events.
First and about a foot as they bring in the big guys now. King motioning to the left of Sinclair.
Jeff Link, baby.
Just pushing his way in as if they were nothing. It looked like it was Lorenzo Baker who just got manhandled there by Link. Touchdown Colonials.
Big Jeff Link, Chris, 6'1", 230 senior. We've seen the fullback do it all year. Watch the hometown instant replay. He's just going to power his way. He's not going to be denied on senior day, forcing his will on right there, Lorenzo Baker. Baker didn't have a chance there, and Jeff Link just overpowering him, getting into the end zone. Colonials now 20-10 pending the PAT.
And here's Langer, who will go to 3 for 3 on the point after try today. 2:01 to go in the first, and the Colonials with a 21-10 lead.
Chris, if you're CCSU, you're kicking yourselves in the pants right now. You're not happy with what just happened. And, you know, just when you thought things had turned over, and look at this again on the hometown instant replay, Jeff Link just manhandling Lorenzo Baker, getting into the end zone. But if you're CCSU, just when you thought you've held this Colonials offense that has been so potent all day, you forced them to punt. Yes, you have to start deep in your own territory, but they've been able to work against this Colonial defense and force down, and they've scored 10 points in the first quarter here. And then to have a fumble like that just totally drains everything out of that team. You lose all the momentum that you've had, and the Colonial defense just takes it all for themselves now. And 21-10, Colonial offense just one play again, putting it in to the end zone. The tide has turned. Just when you thought the game was just about even keel, the Colonials take back control of this game and take all the momentum for themselves.
It's a common misconception that a safety is the worst thing that could happen whenever you've got that bad of a starting field position. You just witnessed the worst thing that could happen there in that situation as Langer booting this one, angling it towards the right. This one might go out of bounds, and it just does. As you can see, rushing there was Eric Lowry attempting to pick that up, because if it is a kick, even if it's not an onside kick, the Colonials could still touch it, and take possession if the Blue Devils wait too long for it to go out.
Yeah, Chris, you mentioned that's another common misconception is that the ball has to be an onside kick for the kicking team to be able to recover. That's a free ball. Once that ball comes off the tee, it's a free ball for either team to recover. And so with Central Connecticut waiting so long to wait to see if it got out of bounds, if Lowry was able to get there and pounce on it, it would have been a Colonial ball. And the Blue Devils, I would say, catch a break almost there. Again, they'll get this good starting field position at the 40, but almost recovered by Eric Lowry.
So Jesperson, with the twin sidecars, is able to complete a pass to number 82 for the Blue Devils. That's Anthony Jolbis, the tight end, sophomore, getting a gain of about 6 on the play.
Jolbis finding a nice little seam in the middle there, and Jesperson doing a nice job being able to flag him down. He was kind of caught right in between there, between DeMichaels, and I'm not sure if I caught the other number, but right in between the coverage, found that seam and got a short little gain. Now 2nd and 4 for the Blue Devils.
Jesperson with the handoff to Benjamin.
Flags
Benjamin,
come in here.
Flag thrown from the far side. The side judge throwing that one. Pending the flag, it appears to be enough for the first down. Maybe a little bit short.
Looks like Jesperson thinks it's offsides on the Colonials. We'll wait for the call.
If it was, it'd be a first down, seeing how it was 2nd and 4 beforehand. Take a look at the replay.
See the hometown replay here. Let's see if we can pick anything up. I don't see anything there. The Colonials do a nice job of stopping the run there and, you know, shutting down Benjamin.
5 yards, that'll give Central first down.
So 5 yards, seeing how it was 2nd and 4, enough for the first down. And this will put the ball at the Colonial 49 with 1:25 to play here in the first. The Colonials up 21-10.
Yeah, it will be a minute 20 left now. So see if Central Connecticut doesn't try and, you know, even though they'll still get to keep the ball, watch for a quick strike maybe.
Jesperson favoring the right side there, going to P.J. Borowski. And Borowski will go out at the 43-yard line of the Colonials. It'll be 2nd down and 4.
And I think it might be a good change of strategy for the Blue Devils and try and catch, you know, instead of trying to methodically march this down the field and take as much time as possible, maybe go at the Colonials and try and be at fast pace and, you know, almost go into a no huddle, not quite a hurry up, but maybe a no huddle, and try and get some momentum back on your side by converting plays after plays.
Jesperson looking downfield, and he is able again to go to Borowski over the middle in the crossing pattern. Brought down at the 32, and it appeared that was Michael Richards with the tackle. First down.
Jesperson, take a look at the hometown instant replay. Looks like Jesperson was looking deep at first for Paul, Jose Paul, the wide receiver that was down deep in single coverage. Looked like he wanted to go deep first, and he might have had him, but instead he decides to check down.
Oh, bad snap, and having to dive on it's Jesperson.
Navarro, nice job getting in there on covering Jesperson up and he smelled that ball. He wanted to get in there and pounce. Jesperson lucky to cover that up. But on that last play, you saw that, just to finish that quickly, Jesperson checking down for Borowski. Now maybe second guessing that after that fumble.
Loss of 6 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 16. Jesperson and the clock winding. This could be the final play of the quarter. Jesperson handing off to Everett Benjamin, and Benjamin trying to get back to the original line, maybe a gain of 5, and that will be indeed the last play of the first quarter. The Colonials able to take some leads off of the turnover, and not to mention just some quick strike ability, as Ed mentioned, from the Colonials. 21-10, your score after 15 minutes of play. This is the RMU Sports Network presented by Hometown Pizza.
Fans, please direct your attention to the 25-yard line to your right. As part of today's continuing recognition of military veterans, please welcome United States Army Sergeant Keith Beatty of Beaver Falls and the Pennsylvania National Guard. Sergeant Beatty is here today as part of the Wounded Warrior Project.
My joints ache so bad, I wake up in pain every day. I want to know why.
I want to know why my hair is falling out. How did this happen?
How did this happen? A little pain in my knee. That's how it started.
This rash on my face, now it's like my body is attacking me.
I want answers.
When you don't have the right answers, it may be time to ask your doctor the right question.
Could I have lupus?
G-Morning, sunshine. Wakey, wakey. Text me. Are your parents home later? We can hang. LUV, love you. JK. Holla back. Holla back. Holla back. Are you with your friends?
Welcome back here, second quarter, 3rd down and 12. Jesperson taking the snap, faking the handoff to Benjamin, now looking downfield, and he fumbles the ball. Navarro with the tackle, and who was able to get on that one?
I think Central Connecticut got in there, Chris, just before. It looked like it was big number 98, Chris Roberts, that wanted to get it first, the defensive end. There you see he does a little jump there with Navarro, but Central Connecticut offensive lineman able to hop on that right before. Take a look at the hometown instant replay here, Chris. The pressure is going to be from Navarro, and Navarro gets in there right. Jesperson just sees him at the last minute. Navarro swats the ball out of his hand, and then looks like you got 98 going in there, which is Roberts, and 91, Nolan Neerhoof in there as well. Just not able to get on it, and so it'll be a punt for the Blue Devils. Colonial defense coming up big.
Looked like it was Dominic Tominelli who was able to get that one for the Blue Devils, and they'll have to punt it away. First time that we've seen Greg McDowell, and that one will angle into the end zone for a touchback.
Referee having to hop out of the way for that one, but there you see the special teams game could be played there if Central Connecticut's able to down that ball. Could have this sort of the same thing that happened for the Colonials, and they can, Central Connecticut try and force and get a turnover deep, but now the Colonials will get to start at the 20. So special teams is a very important thing that sometimes we forget, and the Colonials have been doing a good job at special teams all year.
I think this game has been a clinic for special teams and just how important it can be in a football game. After all, that turnover was forced.
Colonials, Chris, will start. This is the deepest they've started all game.
Some jumping, but no flags. Getting it is Russ. Russ, just not able to get around Dominique Rose, and he will be brought down for a loss.
Rose chopping Russ off at the legs there, and Russ makes it around him. He might be gone for a pretty long gain. You could see Russ was feeling the same thing. He wanted to make it around there, and Rose doing a nice job of just clipping Russ off before it did too much damage to the Blue Devils.
So this will bring up a 2nd down and 12 after the loss of 2 from Russ. Russ is the lone setback. Motioning will be the tight end. That's King over to the right side. He motions slot right. Under some pressure, dumping it off to Russ. Across the 30 and dragging around the whole way was Alondre Rush, not to be confused with Russ, who gets to the 30-yard line and will have enough for the 1st down.
Those names will keep your tongue honest all day, Chris, but the Colonials doing a nice job there. Almost looked like it could have been a defunct play if you look at the hometown instant replay. Man coming up the middle, unidentified on Sinclair, and he's able to dump it out to Russ, and Russ just able to push forward and get enough for that 1st down, making some individual moves in the open field.
Needed the 30, got the 30, the Colonials did. And now Link is back there as the fullback with Russ. Link will motion to the right and to a split back formation, and Russ will get the ball. Russ with a little bit of patience, but maybe a bit too much, as he is brought down for no gain by Giam Petro.
That time the Blue Devils, Chris, doing a nice job of keeping in the box there and stopping Russ on the run, not allowing him to bounce to the outside. And if you see them do more of that today, it might be able to turn this tide around and get the Colonials to force them to punt some more. If you're able to force the Colonials to go solely to the passing game and trying to, shut the Colonials down that way.
Without a doubt, minimizing Russ, big part of the Blue Devils' game plan. And right now, Sinclair stepping up, little shovel pass to Russ, and going down there is the umpire. Fred Yager able to get up, though. He seems to be all right, luckily, but that was a broken play, it seems like. I'm not sure if it was a designed shovel pass there, but it'll bring up 3rd down and 10.
Almost looked like he got hit from Yager. Yarimer, that is. Looked like a hockey player hit him there as he went down, but Again, I can't say enough about Carlos Andretti on that play. If you take a look at the hometown instant replay, Andretti picking up the block, giving Sinclair just a little bit more time to shovel that pass off. If you see there, Andretti blocking off number 44, Lawton Arnold there, the linebacker, giving Sinclair a little bit more time.
Russ with the pitch to the left, finding a crack across the 40 to about the 38-yard line. Bringing him down from behind was Lawton Arnold, but it is another first down and another successful rush from Miles Russ.
The Colonials find a way almost every time, Chris. That time looked like Miles Russ was going to be stopped way before the first down marker, and he just found some nifty little holes, made some cuts, and got enough for the first down. And that offensive line doing a nice job of blocking for him, and Shaudre King at tight end as well. Everyone just do a team effort here. If you take a look at the hometown instant replay, Russ takes it. Looks like he might have been down there, but you see some blocking from Andretti and also from number 68, A.J. Dalton.
Johnson getting it. Raphael Johnson coming into the game for the first down. He gets close to the first down marker, getting to the Blue Devils' 48.
And this is the nice thing, Chris, about the Robert Morris offense is that these parts are somewhat interchangeable. You see Raphael Johnson coming into the game, and he's able to get just as big of gains that Miles Russ does and gives Russ the time to spell out and come back in and be productive, and Raphael Johnson not dropping off any when he's asked to go into the game, and Jeff Lincoln there as well, still providing some awesome blocks.
The official spots the 47. It's a first down. Raphael Johnson gets it again. This time not quite as successful, getting maybe to the 43-yard line. So a gain of 4. Coming in on the tackle there was Isaiah Body.
So now you see Russ come back into the game now. It looks like Johnson's shaking off a little something there on his left arm. Looks like he grabbed the shoulder. Looks like he's just going to shake it off. He'll be okay, I think. Maybe just a little bit of a stinger or something, but he looks to be okay. And now Russ will come back in. And let's see if the Colonials can convert here. It's 2nd and 6.
And they will have Link and Russ split back look. Zalewski is slot right. Green wide right. And Russ gets it. Russ, there's some east-west for you as he is able to get to the 30 and just able to make the tackle there was Linares, who was blocked upfield by, it appeared to be Zalewski. And it is yet another first down for the Colonials.
Chris, I can't wait to see that one again. That was some phenomenal footwork right there. Russ, here's that hometown instant replay. Russ takes it one way, cuts back another way. Look here, watch Russ on this play. Goes to his right, comes back, sees the whole block, a man down, gets around him, makes another man miss there after a good block and gets all the way up to the 30-yard line. Miles Russ just getting it done today.
So ball now at the 31. Sinclair pumps once, looks downfield, and down there he's got Cobb, who's double covered, and the double coverage won out on that play. 4 and 24. Dominique Rose and Alondre Rush teaming up to cancel out Cobb, and Cobb is limping.
Yeah, that's not good for the Colonials. Cobb's been very instrumental in being the third receiver for the Colonials this year, and him and T.J. Green and Anthony Coleman have done a nice job as a team this year of receivers and really being a good triple threat and giving Jeff Sinclair a lot of options. So we'll have to see if maybe Laney Klein can get an update on Cobb for us later as you see him there getting tended to by athletics trainers there.
Here's Russ.
Oh.
And Russ looked like the turf monster got him as he gets maybe to the 30.
Yeah, jumped up and grabbed him. Looks like they might give him one, Chris. They put 3rd and 9 on the board, so a long 3rd down here for the Colonials. And let's see if they can't pick this up. This is probably their longest 3rd down attempt, if not close to it. As you see, Cobb still getting work done to him. Let's see what the Robert Morris Colonials will draw up on this one. I wouldn't be too surprised if Sinclair would maybe roll out and look for someone. Looks like coming in is number 81, DJ Zalewski, to replace Cobb.
It's a 2 tight end set. Sinclair's got plenty of time, and he is just going to utilize that lane in the middle. Look at him go over the 20, and then he seemed to have lost his balance to the Blue Devils 16. A first down off the legs of Jeff Sinclair. They give him the 17.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to spot this ball at the 17-yard line. Jeff Sinclair saw all his receivers were covered and just took off himself. Take a look at the hometown instant replay here. Mr. Slice, he's loving it. Sinclair drops back, looks, pumps once, looks around, does all his checkdowns, and he's going to take off himself. And look at that, number 13 there for the Blue Devils Isaiah Body, the linebacker, looked like he had a chance to get Sinclair and just kind of stood there.
Getting it is Russ, and Russ is brought down for a TFL. Lorenzo Baker able to get some penetration into the backfield. 2-yard loss on the play. And right now, Lanny Klein has an update. Lanny, what news?
Injury update on Jamie Cobb. Trainers brought him off the field. Looked like they were working on his left ankle, so as soon as we see something or if he returns to the game, we'll let you know. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Lanny. And as
There he
you
is.
say that, Cobb right back onto the field. Can't keep a good man down.
He'll trot off to the left here, Chris, and he'll be in single coverage against Chris Linares, that freshman. Looks like there's some safety help back there as well, but with Rush.
Might want to take a look to the left. Sinclair is, and he goes to Cobb, who juggles it, and will get a gain of about 5 before it is, in fact, Linares who forces him to go out.
He does a nice job of keeping control there, and looks like they'll make it a 3rd and 8. They'll only give him about a gain of 1, Chris. So Cobb back into this game. Let's see how the Colonials can be effective here with a 3rd down and 8 to go. Again, Colonials faced with a 3rd and long. This time a much shorter field to work with. Let's see if Sinclair can't find a way to make it work again.
Ball on the 16, they need the 8. Russ is the single back, Cobb is slot right. Motioning from wide right is Coleman. Sinclair looking to his right, going to Coleman. Coleman able to corral it in, and he is tackled at the 6-yard line. Person on the scene for them was Dominique Rose.
It's going to be close for the 1st down, Chris. I think they're going to give it to the Colonials. Yeah, they are going to give it to them. Here's the hometown instant replay. You see just Sinclair floating it out there for Coleman. Coleman not covered in the flat there. Gives him the opportunity to catch it. It was a little bit behind him, it looked like. Coleman comes down with it and gets enough for the 1st down. So now the Colonials 1st and goal from the 6.
On what has been undoubtedly their longest drive in terms of time of possession and also in terms of yardage. They started this from their 20, remember. Sinclair
Zalewski back into the game.
And Sinclair to about the goal line. It looks like he will be short, but this will bring up a 2nd and goal.
Sorry for that, Chris. It looked like Cobb came back out of the game there. I saw Zalewski did come back in, number 81. And now he'll trot back out, but it looked like Cobb went back to the sidelines. He appears to be walking around here on the sidelines. I don't see him being attended to at all, but it seems like he's just walking around here, maybe trying to get whatever was the problem loose again.
Gain of 4 from Sinclair, 2nd and goal from the 2. The splitbacks are Johnson and Link, the fullback. Johnson will be the one who gets it, tries to bounce it to the outside, lean forward, touchdown Colonials. Raphael Johnson.
Raphael Johnson, Chris, he's going to take a little bit of the spotlight away from Miles Russ, gets a touchdown of his own, pushes it in there, and the Colonials now 27 points on the board here in the 1st half, and this drive taking a lot more time off the clock. Take a look at the hometown instant replay, homemade pizza in your hometown. The give is to Johnson there, and Johnson sees it's blocked up the middle there, bounces it off to the right side, and he's met there by Dominique Rose, pushes through that and gets into the end zone. Here's the PAT by Langer, and he makes it good. So 28-10 for the Colonials, Chris.
And Langer, 4 for 4. It was one of the stories we talked about, replacing Clausen because of the strained quad. And also, always with stories, our own Lanny Klein.
Guys, we've talked a lot about Miles Russ lately over the past couple weeks with all the records he's breaking. But how about Jeff Sinclair? Since becoming a starter last year, he's 12-1. Look for him to try to improve to 13-1 today. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Lanny. And I do believe that one loss was actually to the Duquesne Dukes last year at Rooney Field. And the only loss that he's had, or pardon me, he did have the loss earlier this season.
That's
but
correct,
I believe he came in.
That was his first, yeah, what you mentioned was, that was the first game we saw Jeff Sinclair come in. Yeah, Kraus started that game. Sinclair came in, and if we take a look at Jeff Sinclair's career stats, he's played 15 total games for the Colonials, 172 completions for 323 attempts, 27 touchdowns versus 12 interceptions. His longest career pass is a 67-yarder, which was thrown this year. So Sinclair being able to get it done, a 53.3% completion percentage, not too shabby for Sinclair in his RMU career.
Again, it is the 4th kickoff for Langer. This is the third one to go out of bounds. Again, they will start at the 40.
Chris, I don't know if this would be a situation where you might want to start maybe seeing if Schertzinger would be able to kick this thing off, because Langer's not been able to keep the ball in bounds all day. He's converting on the PATs, which is considerably more important because it's putting points on the board, but can't keep letting Central Connecticut State start their drives with the ball at the 40-yard line.
And the defense has been solid so far. They've only given up 10 points in just under a half played, but still, you can't put the defense in a bad spot like this consistently.
Eventually, it could be something that catches up with Robert Morris, so it's something that they're going to want to take care of.
So Jesperson will start from his 40. And he will look downfield to start, and he will throw one towards the right side, and he's able to hit Josu Paul, and Paul right off of there, able to get a touchdown, and screaming for interference is Rolf Bathel, who was covering Paul, still protesting to the line judge, but it will be a Blue Devils touchdown, and a well-thrown pitch and catch there between Jesperson and Paul.
So Central Connecticut State showing a little bit of their own quick strike ability, and Rolf Bathel infuriated, still saying that he was pushed off by Dominique, I'm sorry, not Dominique Rose. Who was that on the catch there, Chris? That was number 5 there. That was Josie Paul. I'm not sure what Bathold was talking about there. It looked like he might have just gotten beat. I'd probably have to see it from maybe another angle or again, but Central Connecticut State answering back quickly.
And it was Joe Izzo, the senior kicker, who was able to split the uprights there and make it 28-17. Izzo is the one who is the place kicker for field goal attempts, but we have been seeing throughout the day that the kickoff specialist is Duque.
Yeah, if we would, I'd love to see this one again, Chris, because I'd like to see what Rolf Bathel was looking at there. It looked like it might have just been a clean beat. He was visibly angered, so I'm not sure. And there you see Coach Walton on the sidelines. He's not real happy about that quick strike either. 28-17 right now. 5:57 to go here in the half, and Central Connecticut State refusing to go down. The Colonials, they're going to have to fight for this one the entire game.
Well, we can give you the stats on that drive. One play, 60 yards, probably under 10 seconds. And now right back to being down just 11. It's 28-17, and we say just 11 because Central Connecticut State had 4 first-place votes in the preseason poll for the NEC. The Colonials with 3. They were chosen to finish in second. So the Blue Devils, by no means you can count them out.
Not at all, Chris. And you know, they're proving to be just as good of an opponent as Robert Morris is in the Northeast Conference. Both teams pretty much dominating the conference the entire season.
Duque with not that strong of a kick. The up man Johnson fielded
Wow.
and Johnson brought down by a very solid leg tackle there was Raul Di Benenentis, who was able to bring him down, and the Colonials will start from their own 34.
Di Benenentis with some great pursuit there. He came flying way off of the left side all the way across the field where he met the Colonial return man and just brought him down. It was beautiful, beautiful pursuit there. Central Connecticut getting it done there on the special teams.
So Sinclair comes back out. Cobb does as well. He's wide right. Wide left is TJ Green. And right behind Sinclair is Russ, who will get the ball, bounce it to the left, over the 40, 45, 50, shoved out of bounds there by Jeremy Creighton, and it'll be a gain of about 16 for Russ. They'll mark him out at the 48, so it'll be 14, still enough for a first down.
Shadre King doing a nice job there on the initial block for Miles Russ coming right off the line. Take a look at the Hometown Pizza instant replay, and you'll see that block. Watch, King right here on the very far left of the line there. Russ is going to get the ball, and King's going to make that first initial block for him right there and allow Russ to get off the corner, and then some good blocking downfield by the receivers and TJ Green.
Same look, Green, slot left, and now here is Russ again testing the left side and again able to get a solid gain. This one to about the 44. This will be a gain of 4 as he was shoved out, it appeared, by Alondre Rush.
Miles just got into a staring contest there with the CCSU defender, kind of looked at him and then used that patience and just kept going to the left. It looked like it kind of looked him off there, and Russ was able to just keep going. I thought that Russ was going to be brought down right there, and then he was able to make one more little move, and that patience paying off for Miles Russ as he'll get a seat now as Raphael Johnson comes out as the lone back.
Twin tight end set for the Colonials. And Johnson is the one who gets it. Johnson over the 40 to about the 39. Good gain. This will bring up a short third down. Testing that middle is Johnson.
Colonials now faced with a 3rd and 1. We'll see if Jeff Sinclair just doesn't try and keep this one and push it up the middle, or maybe a handoff to big Jeff Link.
Link has just come back onto the field as Cobb comes out. We'll see how they line up here. Because it's interesting, I don't see a halfback out there anywhere. No, there's Johnson.
And yeah, it looks like Johnson and Link are going to go with the split backs.
Motioning slot right is King. Here is Johnson who gets it. Johnson.
Should be enough for the first.
Definitely. It is. It's a gain of 3. First down Colonials on the 36 of the Blue Devils.
Raphael Johnson's done a fantastic job today, Chris, being able to come in, spell Miles Russ, and keep the Colonials moving forward and gaining yards down the field and giving a real good mix-up look for this Robert Morris offense. You also have Jeff Link out there who also provided a bit of a decoy, because you could have seen maybe he would have just tried to pound it up the middle by going with Link. So keeping Central Connecticut State honest on that play. Good play calling from the Robert Morris coaching staff.
And on the last play, 2 of the rushing touchdowns were represented in that backfield. As Sinclair looks left and throwing high over everybody, his intended target was Coleman. It looks like they're going to deem that uncatchable because Coleman won an interference call.
I'd have to agree, Chris. There was definitely contact there, and Coleman has been, a participant in the double coverage a good bit today, and I think that time there might have been a hand or something that got in there, and I think that, take another look at that. But, the officials are down closer than we are, so I'm not going to, take it and try and judge what they're doing there. Colonials just have to find another way to get it done here on 2nd and 10.
Split back, Russ is back out there, and Russ will get the call. Russ running into one of his own men, spinning out of a leg tackle, but he is met at the 35 coming in on that one. For at least a partial tackle is Ricardo Gibson with the tackle to bring up 3rd and 10.
Now the Colonials faced with another long 3rd down attempt here, and they've not done too bad of a job today in getting the 3rd down conversion. You take a look at the hometown instant replay on this one. Russ just met in the backfield and brought down nicely by the CCSU defenders. But Colonials on this play going to have to find a way to get down the field here. Maybe look for a pass as they've got some wide receivers out to the right.
Sinclair, and he was under pressure, a lot of pressure. He just needs to hang on to that ball. And at least with half a sack on that one will obviously be Jeff Marino, who was there as soon as the play begun. And this will bring up 4th down, and Nick Schertzinger will come out for the 2nd time this afternoon.
There were some extracurriculars on that play, Chris. The Blue Devils did a nice job of doing some pursuit there, getting in and getting to Sinclair right away. But once Sinclair was down, he was down. It looked like Isaiah Body was the man that made the tackle there. It looked like there was, as CCSU takes a timeout, but it looked like there was some contact in there. And it looked like it got a little bit carried away. The ball was ripped right out of Sinclair's hands. He was already down, and it looked like there were some things going on, and the referee was standing right there, nothing done there. This game is getting chippy, and deservedly so, because it is so important. Here's a look at the hometown replay. There you see Body in there, as well as number 54, that's Jeff Marino in on the tackle there. But here's what I'm talking about after the play here. Taking the ball away, and then some things going on there, and it's getting scrappy out there, Chris. And so the Colonials and the Blue Devils, they're taking everything very seriously right now, and both teams in the heat of the moment. And that's the kind of things that you see going on that make football so entertaining, and that's why the rivalry's there right now.
And an excellent replay from our hardworking men and women there in the truck, as this is 4th and 15. Schertzinger punting from about his own 46 is where he's standing. And this one's a high one. And down within the 5 yet again. This time getting under it was Alex Tarr.
Yeah, it looks like Lowry was taken away nicely by, as he's usually the pursuit man there. He was taken away nicely by CCSU that time, but Alex Tarr picking up where Lowry leaves off and got down there in Central Connecticut. They'll have 2:37 to work with left here in this first half, and they'll have a long field to work with Ball on the 3-yard line, so they're going to have to go a long ways if they want to get points on the board.
Yeah, it would be huge, though, if the Blue Devils could get points on the board. They have 2 timeouts, 2:37 to go. And they could make this a one-possession game, and they would get the ball to start the second half. But right now, they are on their own 3, and Jesperson will look pass on the first play. He finds Paul. That's a completion. Able to tackle him there is Bathold, and then DeMichael coming in. It'll be a gain to the 15-yard line and a first down.
Looked like Jesperson's first look was Paul, and Paul was wide open the whole way. He did a nice little route run there, and Colonial's not able to stop him and shut him down, and now you see this hurry up going for Central Connecticut.
They don't have to hurry up too much, though. Still 2:23. The give this time is to Benjamin, and Benjamin gets to the 19-yard line for a gain of 4.
2nd and 6 now as the clock ticks down to 2:10, and Central Connecticut, they're taking advantage. This is something I talked about earlier in the game, and now they're really doing it. As it is late here, a hurry up.
Jesperson able to find his man yet again, this time Richie Martin, his other favorite target, and Martin has a first down.
Martin does a nice job. They're getting out of bounds, buying some time for Central Connecticut. They're still going to get guys to the line here and go no huddle, but stops that clock at 1:59, so they still haven't had to burn one of those 2 timeouts they have left.
Very methodical moving up the field right now. It is Landers and Richards playing deep for the Colonials. The rest trying to give some respect to the run, and Navarro putting some pressure and then bringing him down. The first one to get contact was Nolan Neerhoff, and that will be a loss of 2 and a sack.
Neerhoff in there as well as Robert Williams. I saw Navarro in there. Colonials do a nice job of getting in there and wrapping up Jesperson right away. And so now a 2nd and 12 the Blue Devils will be looking at here, and that clock keeps ticking now down to 1:30, and here's where this Colonial defense has a chance to step up. As you mentioned before, Landers back there, as well as it looks like Michael Richards playing almost like a prevent look.
5 wide, Jesperson, and that one almost intercepted by DeMichael. He was trying to get to DiBenedettis, but DeMichael, a linebacker, mind you, able to almost pick off that pass.
Yeah, DeMichael does a nice job of just getting in there. He jumped that route real nice. DeMichael has 1 interception this year, and he was looking for 2 on that play. Just jumped that route and got right in front of DiBenedettis and almost took that ball away. A 3rd and 12 now, 1:19 to go. Make or break here for CCSU in this first half. They're going to want to try and convert this, and the Colonials got to find a way to shut it down.
Benjamin rejoins as a sidecar to the left of Jesperson. Jesperson will pitch to Benjamin. This could be a tricky play, but the Colonials able to shut it down quickly. As you can see, the tackle there put on by, it looked like Chris Roberts, and Richards was in there as well.
So a 4th and 6 now that'll bring up. Robert Morris is going to take a timeout here to talk some things over and get the clock stop at least, so that now they'll have 2 timeouts remaining now, 1:11 to go here in the first half. Defense stepping up nicely, Chris. They shut it down and thought that pitch was going to be a bit late, that delayed pitch that the Blue Devils have been running today, and looked like it might have been taken away by a Colonial that might have gotten in there, but they get to the ball man and shut him down. They get here's the hometown instant replay. They get the man down and take care of business. Here it is, and it's Benjamin with the carry and Navarro there to clip him down. Richards in there as well, and now you'll see the Colonials sending 2 men back here on the punt return. See if they can't tack some more points on before the end of this half.
We were talking about how this could be a big thing for the Blue Devils, able to make it a 1-possession game as they get possession at the start of the next half. The Colonials have 2 timeouts after they just called their first. They could make this a 3-possession game before the half.
Some good hang time.
Indeed, Coleman takes it at the 25 to about the 34,
Flag.
and we've got a flag thrown.
That one came in late, Chris. I'm thinking maybe a block in the back, but I can't be certain, as the flag did come in late.
Is the official behind the play throwing it? And it was. Block in the back.
Goes against number 35, Alex Tarr, 5'11", 175 junior cornerback.
Tarr, the one who was able to down the ball at the 3 on the last Colonial punt.
1:01 on the clock here, Chris. Colonials with the 28-17 lead. Ball's at the 19, so they've also got a lengthy field to work with here. Let's see if the quick strike ability that we've seen in this game can't come through once more and get the Colonials up at least with a field goal here by the end of the half to just get some more points on the board.
We'll start out with split backs. Cobb wide right, Green wide left. Sinclair keeps it, stepping up into the pocket. Now he feels the pressure and he's going to tuck it and he's going to be brought down. Bringing him down is number 52, Gene Johnson, the defensive lineman, who will ensure the loss on the play. The clock now at 50 seconds, and it appears the Colonials have called a timeout.
Looked like Sinclair had Shadrae King in the middle of the field, right? In the looked like where it would have been a 5-yard gain. Sinclair didn't pick him up and went run first, it looked like.
Interesting decision here. It seems the Blue Devils called the timeout. I don't see if they could get the ball here. If the Colonials decided to just start running it, then they could ensure that they go into the locker room with an 11-point lead. But the Blue Devils are going to go under the assumption that the Colonials are going to try and score again, and therefore maybe try and force an incompletion.
So we'll see how this all plays out. Then now it's 2nd and 13 for Robert Morris.
Because you knew the Colonials were going to try and score when they started this drive, but after the sack, they might play more conservatively here.
See what happens.
They have a single back, twin tight end set, and Russ will get it. That is indeed what they'll do. You could call playing with Russ conservative, but Russ gets to the 24-yard line for a gain of 6.
And CCSU takes their last time out now, 41 seconds on the clock, so now we'll have a 3rd and 5, so with a 25-second play clock, the Colonials would have to at least run one more play. So Central Connecticut State would have to get the ball back unless the play takes longer.
Keep in mind that it's a 25-second clock because a timeout was just called. If there's no timeout called, it'd be 40.
Yeah,
so
correct.
If you run it, and then it's obviously going to take more than a second for the play to happen, and then they have to spot the ball. It looks like that they wouldn't get it if they just run it. The Colonials could just take a knee if they felt like it.
It'll be interesting to see the play call. You know, you might want to take a knee just so you don't risk, maybe a fumble. Not that Miles Russ is very prone to it, but because you're only at your own 25-yard line, you don't want to risk it. Actually, they'll call the spot at 24. It looks like it's more at closer to the 25, though. See what the Colonials do here.
Split backs. King is wide left. They have Cobb and Green to the right. And it'll be a handoff to Russ. And Russ up the middle, and he loses it. How about that? And there's a lot of Blue Devils on top of that ball. It looks like they might have it. We'll see for the official indication, but the Blue Devils might have recovered here. And if they did, it would be at the Colonial 35, but the Colonials have kept possession.
It looks like we have an injured Blue Devil on the field. It appears to be number 40 for the Central Connecticut State Blue Devils. That's Dominic Giampetro, the defensive lineman, 6'2", 250 junior. He is down right now.
So a bullet dodge there for the Colonials, but right now the Blue Devils with the injured player.
And it wasn't my intent to jinx Robert Morris there, but it was certainly a possibility, and that's exactly what happened. And now with the injury timeout, the clock stops again, so 32 seconds left. The Colonials now at about midfield. They might be thinking again to maybe try and go for it now. It's been a little bit of this cat and mouse game almost. The Colonials trying to play clock taker and take that time away and let it run out, and then they were thinking, oh well, we got a completion, let's try it now, and then sitting on it, and now at about midfield, as you see the hometown instant replay, they're probably thinking maybe trying to get down into field goal range.
Oh, they seem very lucky after that one as we take another look.
Yeah, here's the hometown replay. The handoff to Russ, he breaks through and he looks like he has a good run there, but then the ball's just ripped out by Jeff Marino, the linebacker there, and everyone just jumping towards that ball, and it looked like eventually getting in there was a Colonial. It appeared to be, was it Navarro? Looked like we see on the replay there.
Let's take another look at this one.
Yeah, we're looking for the injury this time to Dominic Giampetro. Our producer says to watch Giampetro's arm. Let's take another look here. Number 40 in white for the Blue Devils. There you see the handoff to Russ. Watch Giampetro there, number 40. He's going to come in late here. There he is. He's going for the ball. And it looks like his arm might have
been pinched.
Yeah, it looks like his arm got pinched under the pile there. And there you see him. He's the man with his feet in the air there off to the left side as he now is off the field. Looks like his arm might have gotten caught there, so it'll be interesting to see if he returns.
And the Colonials say, we're fine with 11, thank you. After that, what could have been a very bad play and a big swing of momentum towards the Blue Devils, but they will just take a seat on it. The Blue Devils will get possession off the kickoff when the second half begins, but the Colonials will go into the locker room with a 28-17 lead. And Ed, what do you think the Blue Devils have to do to get back into this one?
Well, Chris, what they're going to have to do is shut down the running game. It's something we talked about at the top of the show. You saw Miles Russ being able to really work the ball today and forcing some things and getting some good gains and using his agility that we've seen to his advantage. And that's what I think Central Connecticut's going to have to stop today in the second half. You saw the quick strike ability of the Robert Morris offense, and then you saw right there almost at the end of the half the quick strike ability of Central Connecticut State to get back on the board, make it 17 there. Now 28-17 is the score. So these defenses have been on the field for lengthy periods of time, and then they haven't been. So it's been a very up and down game and almost a seesaw, as some things have been going very quickly in one direction and not so quickly in the other direction. So it'll be a question of who can finally counterbalance the weight of this game and who's gonna take control and who wants the momentum in this game.
Well, it has certainly had all of the memorable moments that you would expect from the first half of a conference championship game. The second half is sure to have more of them, so you do not want to go anywhere. We will be right back with the second half of this game between the Blue Devils of Central Connecticut State and the Colonials of Robert Morris University here on the RMU Sports Network, presented by Hometown Pizza.
Mr. Slice, baby.
And welcome back here to Joe Walton Stadium, where the Blue Devils are likely going to be receiving the ball here in the second half. Chris Baginski alongside Ed Albert. And Ed, what are we going to expect here in the second?
Well, Chris, as we talked about it, before we went to break for the halftime, Colonials are going to have to try and keep things going offensively and defensively as well. They've held Central Connecticut State. They've had 17 rushes. Colonials have held them to 18 yards. Conversely, Robert Morris, 29 rushes for 142 yards. Right now, Miles Russ, 99 yards on the day. Benjamin Everett, as we talked about before the game, he only has 38. Gunnar Jesperson, 10 for 13, 2 touchdowns, 183 yards. Jeff Sinclair, 7 for 13, 103 yards, 2 touchdowns as well.
And this ball able to be kept in bounds. That has been an issue for the backup kicker here, Greg Langer, but Baccarella able to center under that, and he will get to the 34, which is where the Blue Devils, down 28-17, will begin.
So, Chris, Central Connecticut State, they got the ball there. If you're just joining us, about 2:37 left in the half at their own 3-yard line. Weren't able to take the ball down the field, and so now they'll try again to try and cut into this Robert Morris lead.
Jesperson in the shotgun. He will keep it, and not fooled at all on that play are the Colonials, and Steve Mitchell able to bring him down.
Yeah, Robert Williams also jumping in there and helping out Williams and taking down Jesperson right off the bat. Kind of a broken play from the beginning. He does get 1 yard, though, so it'll be 2nd down and 9 on the 35. Colonials defense looking still very strong here in the early goings of the third quarter.
Benjamin to the left of Jesperson, 4 wide, 2 to either side. Benjamin gets it. He goes off right tackle to the 38-yard line. This will be a gain of maybe 3, bringing up a 3rd and 6.
Here's a look at the hometown instant replay of the sack on Jesperson 2 plays earlier. There you see of It's Steve Mitchell bringing down there, and then Robert Williams coming in to finish him off there. Excuse me, that's Chris Roberts, actually.
Now over to the right side is Benjamin. Looking again to the sideline for the hand signals. Jesperson takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Benjamin, rolls right, looking downfield. Incomplete rather, hitting off the helmet of his intended target, B.J. Borowski. And that one will fall incomplete, bringing up 4th down. And he was under a lot of coverage there.
Robert Morris does a very nice job there, Chris, of just taking away the options for Jesperson downfield, covering the receivers and doing a nice job of keeping him in the tackles and not giving him space to run away either. So the Colonials hold them here and making Central Connecticut State getting the ball here after that on the opening kickoff of the second half here and forcing them to a 3-and-out. And so the Colonials will hopefully get another shot with this here and try and convert after that very nice defensive stand.
Greg McDull with the punt and waving for the fair catch, and they're going to give it to him, is Evan Taylor. Taylor started to run with it because he bobbled it, but they gave him possession, and that is where he will be marked. And our own Lenny Klein has a story.
First for the Blue Devils, number 40, Dominic G. Pietra, who looked like he suffered an arm injury in the end of the first half, is out there playing. For the Colonials, number 9, Jamie Cobb. Saw him tweak his ankle early in the second quarter. He returned also in the second quarter, and he looks like he's going to be fine. He was out here running around. Back to you guys.
Okay, thank you, Lanny, for that update. So it's always good to see Cobb on there for some extra depth for the wide receiving core. But right now, the single back is Russ. Russ gets faked and then eventually gets it from Sinclair. Complete at about the 19. He advances to the 26 before being tackled by Jeremy Creighton.
Good job there by Sinclair on that broken play to, just elude the rush just enough so that he can dump it off to Miles Russ, and Russ getting upfield and turning into positive yardage. It'll be 2nd down and 2 for the Colonials, and Russ looks like he went down a little bit awkwardly. Appears to be okay though as he heads back to the huddle.
So the ball at the 26, the Colonials need the 28. Evans motioning over to the right. Sinclair pitches back to Russ. Russ looking for a hole. He finds one in the middle. It closes quickly, but he is able to get to the 30-yard line for a 4-yard gain and a 1st down.
Some good running again by Miles Russ, being able to find where the hole is and get enough for that 1st down and keep the chains moving for Robert Morris.
Coleman coming into the game. Green coming out. Receivers. Cobb is in there, and he will be split wide to the right. Coleman taking wide left. Split back look as Jeff Link is in there to the left. And the right back there is Russ who gets it. And Russ trying to elude some pressure and doing a good job to contain Russ are the Blue Devils, and the tackle on that play put on by Jeff Marino, the leading tackler for the Blue Devils.
Chris, one of the only times today where we've seen a little bit too much east-west from Miles Russ. He couldn't find any holes to go with there and ended up being brought down for a loss and just running around in the backfield, not being able to find anywhere and end up losing about a yard.
And it's funny that we said that they're doing a good job at containing Russ. Russ still has a net gain of 99 yards coming into the second half. He's averaging 6.2 yards per carry. He's touched the ball 16 times. Again, this is coming into this half. So split back look again as Sinclair looking to Green, and Green off balance, able to make it the catch. He got the foot down at the 39-yard line. This will be short of a 1st down by a yard, however.
Beautiful grab there by TJ Green, reaching up with one hand, keeping a foot inbounds. Take a look at the Hometown Pizza instant replay, providing the pizza for our fabulous crew today. And there you see the pass by Sinclair. Had to bring it in, and then just using the one hand to keep the possession of the ball as he falls out of bounds and keeps the foot in. A good catch, and now the Colonials with a short 3rd down here.
We'll see what they decide to do. Russ is out of the game in favor of Johnson. Johnson gets faked.
Naked bootleg.
And here is the bootleg from Sinclair. No blocking. over to the 45, and that will definitely be enough for the first down. They give him the 44. Sinclair really putting himself out there on the naked bootleg.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the hometown instant replay. It looked like Colonials caught the Blue Devils with the pants down around their ankles. Naked bootleg there by Jeff Sinclair and just all the way out to his right. No blockers, as you mentioned, and just kept running. A very nice call there to pick up 1 yard that was needed for the first down, and he got a lot more on that.
Into Blue Devils territory at the 44. They'll stay with the split back look. Russ back into the game, gets the toss. Russ stepping out of attack over the 40, 35, 30, still in bounds. 25, 20. It's a foot race for the end zone, and it will be won by Miles Russ with quite the run. Touchdown Colonials.
Wow. Robert Morris and Miles Russ putting it together there. You saw the run out to the left by Jeff Sinclair to pick up that first down on the last play. Here's the hometown instant replay, and this time Miles Russ taking it out to the left side and making some hesitation, getting some good blocking, finds another hole there, and then he's up the sidelines. And as you said, Chris, it became a foot race as he makes number 23 there break a tackle. That's Albert Fontano, gets away from him, and then it's in a foot race with number 16, Chris Linares. And Miles Russ beats him to the end zone, and there you see the extra point tacked on by Langer, 35-17. The Colonial quick strike gets the Blue Devils again. Here's another look at the Miles Russ touchdown run. See Sinclair drops back under center, pitches it out to Russ out of that split back look that the Colonials have used so well. And there you see he makes one man miss on the hesitation there, finds another hole created there by Shadrae King. Just blows past a couple of defenders. Here, Jamie Cobb coming in for a block. He throws the block behind. Russ makes the front man miss, and then he's in that foot race, and he makes it to the goal line before anyone can catch him. Good looks from all of our cameras down there. Guys bringing us some beautiful pictures here today.
Yes, tremendous replay there. Really able to break it down, and of course, Ed, you always do a fabulous job.
Thank you,
but
Chris.
That goes without saying. And right now, the Colonials...
More importantly, Chris, Hometown Pizza doing a fantastic job. It's quality, value, quantity right here, homemade in your hometown, the ultimate QVQ Hometown Pizza. Don't forget to go check out their all new, all-you-can-eat pizza buffet.
Always a great pitchman, Ed Albert. He learned from the best. He was a big fan of Billy Mays. But right now, Langer with the kickoff. Again, this one stays in bounds. Fielding it is one of the up men. That's Richie Martin, typically the wide receiver there on kickoff duties. It will be a pretty good starting field position for the Blue Devils. It will be short of the 40, inside the 35, though. They give them the 36.
It seems like these last two kickoffs, Chris, Langer's kept it in bounds, but they've combated the issue of having the ball go out of bounds by kicking it short and, only chopping off about 5 yards from the typical starting position. They're starting at the 40 rather, when the ball goes out of bounds. Now the last two, they've started about the 35, this time the 36.
Getting it while going in motion is Paul. Paul on the end around gets to the 39-yard line for a gain of 3 before being pushed out of bounds. Many Colonials on the scene. They give him actually 6, so a good gain there to bring up 2nd and 4 at the 40.
Yeah, they get a good job there, pushing him out of bounds and gaining a lot more yardage than it looked like was available for getting there. He used what little field he had to run there, used it very well, picking up 6.
So 2nd and 4. Jesperson in the shotgun. He'll hand off to Benjamin up the middle. Benjamin trying to surge through a Colonial, but he is forced back, and he loses the ball at the end of it. Right there, it was Elias Navarro who did a great job at forcing him back. We'll see where forward progress takes him. They give him 2 on forward progress, but he went back a far ways away.
Colonial defense doing a great job now, Chris, but I've just gotten updated from the great sports information department here at Robert Morris. You should take a look at the hometown replay. The defense doing a good job, wrapped up there by Alex DeMichael. With that last rush by Miles Russ that got him into the end zone, he has just become a 4,000-yard rusher for his career here at Robert Morris, thanks to the great sports information department for the Colonials on that one. And what a wrap-up.
Jesperson's down, and that was number 91 for the Colonials, Nolan Neerhoff. The sophomore defensive lineman bringing him down.
6'2", all 6'2", 280 pounds of Neerhoff took Jesperson to the ground, and the Colonials forcing the punt team back out onto the field for the second consecutive drive. Right now, Robert Morris is on fire.
Neerhoff had to get off the field there. He didn't seem to know that the punt coverage unit out right now, and those are the usual suspects back, Evan Taylor and Anthony Coleman. And right now the punt is Greg McDowell. McDowell putting his boot into that. It's angled towards Coleman. Will take it ahead of the 20, across the 30, over to the 37-yard line. They'll give him good return and yet another good starting field position for the Colonials.
Here's a look at that replay of the sack that created that punt, and here it is, and there's Jesperson just looking all the way to his left, and here comes the pressure from Nolan Neerhoff, and Neerhoff in there. Jesperson had no idea, and Neerhoff took him down and took him down hard.
Colonials defense only knows one way to play, and that is hard. Right now, they will go with a split back look. Link is in there with Russ. Russ will get it, right side, over towards the left now as he gets to about the 48-yard line. He'll be close to the first down. If he doesn't get it, it'll be 2nd down and 1. Ball spotted at the 47.
Miles is an unbelievable rusher. He just keeps the feet moving. We've talked about it the entire game long, but right there, it looked like it was a broken play. He should have gained about 2 yards, kept the feet moving and kept pressing through a very small hole and got about 9 yards for a 2nd and 1 now.
Johnson into the game, and he gets the ball, but he is brought down in the back.
There's a fumble.
There's a fumble. Johnson losing the ball, and quickly the officials on the scene to say that the Colonials have kept possession, but this will bring up a 3rd down and 4. The ball will be spotted on the Colonial 44.
And coming in there was the right off the sideline, the referee quickly signaling right away.
So now 7:18 to go in the 3rd quarter. The Colonials leading the Blue Devils 35-17. As the Colonials look to convert a 3rd down and keep this going, they need the 48. Chandre King in motion to slot right. Here's Sinclair looking and throwing to nobody. Was he outside of the tackle box?
He wasn't. I don't think he was. I thought the linesman there was going to toss the flag out. Looks like the referees are going to discuss here.
That looked like it should be intentional grounding.
It is. Here comes the referee, throws it out after they discuss. It will be intentional grounding. You'll have loss of down, so here comes the punt team on the field.
Intentional grounding. The ball did not get past the line of scrimmage on a throwaway. Loss of down from the spot.
Referee unsure of his call there. He didn't know what to say next. Go down to Lanny Klein on the field. Lanny.
Guys, now I know we just saw Miles Rush have that nice touchdown run, and we've seen Jeff Sinclair throw some touchdown passes. But one thing we haven't talked about is Jeff Sinclair's feet. He's 2nd on the team. He has close to 200 yards rushing this season at 5 rushing touchdowns. So not only can he throw the ball, but he can run as well. Look for him to have a couple nice little bootlegs the rest of the game. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Lanny, and that we've certainly seen. He can think on his feet, and he can move with his feet, and that is just an extra dimension to the starting quarterback who, need we remind you, still only a sophomore, as Nick Schertzinger kicks this one and calling for the fair catch as he's surrounded by a triangle of gunners for the Colonials is the return man, Nick Baccarella.
One man he's not surrounded by is Gunnar Jesperson, the quarterback for Central Connecticut State. And as we talked about, he was 10 for 14 coming into the half, 183 yards. He had the 2 touchdowns. You got to look for Jesperson. You know, he's been using his feet the entire season. He's going to be a guy to look to. They maybe try mixing up the play calls and using some more of that play action and trying to get Jesperson involved. As you saw Sinclair with a naked bootleg getting a 1st down, maybe look for Jesperson to use his feet as well to try and get the Blue Devils back in this game.
And the Blue Devils are going to need some production on this drive. Jesperson with the pitch, and that's not a way to get it, as it goes off the hands of Benjamin, and Benjamin just watches it roll out of bounds.
He's lucky there that there were no Robert Morris defenders closer that were able to pounce on it, and that ball just rolled out of bounds. Looks like it'll be a gain of 1 for the Blue Devils.
Well, they're are certainly more conventional ways to gain a yard, but the scoreboard hasn't been updated, but yeah, that's what they're going to do. They're going to give him a yard on the play as it goes off his hands and out of bounds. He basically, Jesperson did, pitched it a yard.
Basically throws it out of bounds for a gain of 1. Not quite the way it goes down, but.
I didn't know we were playing rugby now, kicking out of bounds for yardage, but anyway, getting that one was Tolbert, the wide receiver who occasionally plays in the backfield, sort of like a split back, and he gets 6 yards on the play, 3rd down and 3, ball at the 40 of the Blue Devils.
It's time for the Colonial defense to step up once again. This 3rd and 3, another short yardage situation. Let's see if the defense can shut down again.
They need the 37. Jesperson will keep it, and it appears that he does have the 37.
It's going to be close, Chris. The linesmen coming in, marking it. They look like they have about the same spot. They might measure, but I think he's got enough for it, maybe by the nose of the ball.
It was Navarro on the tackle.
Chain gang's going to come in.
And it could be a big tackle if he turns out to be short.
Fans, here is the winning ticket for the replica RMU game jersey.
Here they come. Here comes that chain gang. And let's see just how close it is.
To pick up your prize. Again, the winning ticket number for the replica RMU game jersey.
And he's short.
By how much?
Oh.
No, that's a 1st down. It looks like.
What? It appeared.
No, you're right.
I was gonna say that appeared to be just about.
It's listed as 4th down and 0 on the scoreboard.
Yeah, he barely missed it. Like just about the little chain thing that the thing that clicks to clip onto the pole that stands upright is just about all he missed it by, probably 3 inches.
This has literally got to be a pinky finger's length as Jesperson.
They're going to try and draw the Colonials off sides here. I don't think it's going to work.
Now 13 on the play clock. Jesperson taking the snap. Pitches off to Benjamin, and Benjamin has more than enough for the 1st down. That's a bit more than a finger as he gets to the Colonial 45 before getting out of bounds.
Here you see where that delayed pitch out really helps the Central Connecticut State Blue Devils, because on a short yardage play like that, a short inches play like that, by Jesperson keeping that ball just a little bit longer, it forces the Colonial defenders to commit more men to the box to keep Jesperson in there, and he's able to pitch it out. It's picked off!
And it's been picked off. The pass was deflected, and it was intercepted by Michael Richards, still on his feet. He gets to the 30-yard line, and when it rains, it pours for the Blue Devils. Flag behind the play.
Probably looks like a late hit on Jesperson. Jesperson is down. I think it might be some sort of block or hit on by the Robert Morris to Central Connecticut, but we'll take a look at the hometown instant replay. What a change of events here. There you see the pass by Jesperson. Looks like it might have been batted by hand. Bobbling it is number 5, Jose Paul. Ball bounces out, and right there to pick up the tip drill is Michael Landers. And that's actually Michael Richards, rather. And Richards takes that ball, and he just runs with it.
The penalty will be on the Colonials, but it was after the change of possession. So the Colonials will keep the ball. And it is 4:49 to go in the 3rd. The Colonials have the 35-17 lead.
Just when you thought that the Central Connecticut State Blue Devils were starting to put together a drive and trying to come down and shorten and make that Colonial lead smaller, here they are again as you take another look at the instant replay on the interception here. And there's Michael Richards just running this ball back. Central Connecticut State gets that 4th down conversion and then turns around, and now they're looking at the defense on the field.
Pitch back to Russ. Russ, as usual, finding the hole. Russ, 1st down, 46-yard line. He went from his own 43 to the 46 of the Blue Devils. They give him the 45, actually. So a gain of about, if my math is correct, that would be 13.
Yeah, it looked like those last 3 yards, Chris, that Russ picked up, he was helped by his offensive line pushing him from behind to get those a bit extra yards. Russ doing a nice job there, and team effort to push him further and get more yardage out of this play.
So Russ is the lone setback. He gets it. Does a little bit of kind of juking and jiving back there, I guess you could say, as he gets about a yard. They'll give him 2, actually. 2nd down and 8.
Miles Russ and the Colonial offense doing a nice job. Now I like this. They're letting the clock run. They're slowing the pace down a little bit, running the ball, trying to keep the CCSU defense on the field as long as possible while still getting yardage and trying to get more points on the board.
Right now the 35-17 lead is 18 points, so that is a 3-possession game at this point in time. Sinclair going to Cobb, and it looked like it went right through the crook of his arm there as Cobb looks like he's a bit slow getting out, maybe still kind of favoring that ankle of his, but it's incomplete and it's 3rd and 8.
It looked like the pass initially from Sinclair. I think they might have been thinking that miscommunication there, different route being run, because it looked like Sinclair threw that ball a lot quicker than it took Cobb to turn around and button hook. So I think that Sinclair thought it was a bit shorter of a button hook than Cobb ran. If you take a look at the hometown instant replay here, you can't really tell from that. Yeah, there you go. He's going to release the ball, and then you see Cobb having to turn around and come back much more. And I think that was a bit of miscommunication, as right now Robert Morris is going to call their first time out of the half, Chris.
Well, with 3:37 to go in the 3rd, and the Colonials with the 18-point lead, as we said, I think it's about time that we start talking about the implications here. Now, going into this game, the Colonials knew that if they won, they were in it. The worst they could finish is 7-1. Central Connecticut State's the only ones who could also potentially finish 7-1, so they would win by means of the tiebreaker. Now, if the Blue Devils are to come back and win this one, they don't quite clinch it yet because of the way that, as we take a look at this interception once again, but the way it is that if the Blue Devils are to win this one, they still have 2 games left. They would basically clinch the conference. They would just need to win 1 more game, because then the worst they could finish would be 7-1. And their 2 opponents are Monmouth and St. Francis of PA. Now, Monmouth can give people trouble, but St. Francis, PA is last in the conference, or towards the bottom. So not likely to lose both of those ones would the Blue Devils be. But they have to win this one first, and that's not an easy task at all, as Sinclair is able to rush forward to the 40, bringing up 4th down, because right now they are down 35-17.
Yeah, and that looked like Sinclair didn't see any of the receivers he liked open, and he tried to keep it himself. Only got about 4 or 5. It'll bring up a 4th down and 5 here, and Schertzinger will be back to punt.
Haven't seen much of Schertzinger today.
I think this will be the 3rd punt we've seen him today, a 4th punt maybe, and it's a fake punt. And the Colonials get the 1st down.
Well, how about that? Completely fooled me.
That was
completely fooled the Blue Devils.
That was Josh Keel, Chris, that senior running back. He was one of our captains today, 6'1", 220-pound senior, and they snapped the ball directly to Josh Keel, and he worked hard for those 5 yards, but got enough for the 1st down, and what a change of events there.
I have to correct you. The pronunciation guide says it's Josh Kyle.
Josh
and
Kyle,
I
okay.
just want to let you know I wouldn't correct you if it were any other day than senior day.
My apologies, Mr. Kyle.
Okay, then, once again, we got split backs. We've got 2 wide out to the left.
And the more traditional Colonial offense on the field.
Has Russ able to advance it to about the 29-yard line, gain of 4 on the play. And the Colonials, as you said, Ed, just slowing it down, letting the clock do the work for them now.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we have another look at that fake punt. It'd be very interesting to see again, as Colonials doing a nice job on that, and hearing word now that we're not going to be able to see that. Everybody got fooled on that play.
And the trickeration, as some may call it, working to perfection there. The Colonials keeping possession, keeping the clock moving. And now Sinclair hoping to keep scoring. But he's got some pressure from his blind side. But look at that, he's able to get it off to TJ Green, who was able to find some open space and bring it in.
Jeff Sinclair is feeling it right now, Chris. Just saw him walk over to the sidelines to talk to one of his coaches, and he was very energized, just feeling it. And this team right now, they've got some kind of juju going right now, because this offense, I've not seen an offense here at Robert Morris like this in quite some time, and this is their first chance to win a Northeast Conference since that undefeated 2000 team just 10 years ago. So they're really clicking away very nicely.
Russ getting it,
Oh.
and Russ slipping. He had a wide open lane. It was about as wide as I-79 to the end zone, but he will be short. Once again, the turf monster, the most, I'd say, astute opposition that he's faced all day.
The turf monster throwing up an orange construction cone there out on I-79 and shutting down Russ, but he looked like he had a clear shot to the end zone. And now, see if they can't draw it up again. 2nd and 6 now, and oh, Miles Russ got to be second guessing that one. He was seeing the pay dirt. He could smell it.
Unfortunately, in this game of football, you can't just spell it. You have to touch it. As right now, Johnson in for Russ, but Link gets it up the middle. Link pushing his second touchdown rush of the day. Jeff Link, touchdown Colonials.
Jeff Link, he's a beast. His teammates mob him there, that offensive line. They created that hole. That's an offensive line move right there. They took and created enough hole where big Jeff Link was just able to push up through it and get into the end zone. Pretty much, not quite untouched, but it looked like it, because he went pretty easily into the end zone. And now Langer will come out for one more PAT. Here's the hometown instant replay. Watch Jeff Link come up the middle here, and there you see he's in the end zone. He's doing a little dance, and then Raphael Johnson comes over to congratulate him and the rest of the offensive line, and the PAT is good by Langer. So 42-17.
Langer was 4 for 5 on the point after tries last week. He is 6 for 6 on this week.
We'll take a look at the pass now on the hometown replay that set this up. The pass that was completed to TJ Green. As you see, the Colonials mobbing their teammates after the great play. And we'll go down now to Lanny Klein.
Guys, quick little injury thing. I just saw Miles Russ sit down on the bench on the sidelines. Trainer's looking at his ankle. Don't know how serious it is. If I see anything else, I'll let you guys know.
All right, thanks, Lanny. Lanny on top of things today, Chris.
That he is, keeping his ear to the ground down there. Injury updates, statistics, and of course he's weathering the weather, to say the least. Now it has gotten a bit darker here in the second half.
Here's that replay, Chris, that we were looking for before Lanny gave us that great update. And here you see Sinclair buying time and getting away from the rush, and then just finding TJ Green, and then after a run by Miles Russ, it set up that Jeff Link touchdown run. 42-17 with 48 seconds left here in the third quarter.
Langer up, bit of miscommunication. The ball is loose. It is picked up off the ground there. Baccarella able to prevent something even more disastrous from happening to the CCSU team. And they will start inside their own. They will actually start directly on their own 30. 42 seconds to go in the third.
Getting good coverage by the Colonials, this time a 10-yard difference from that penalty spot at the 40. So now Colonials doing a much better job on the kickoff. And here's another look at the instant replay. I'm thinking we're going to see Jeff Link's touchdown run. No, this is the return here. And there you'll see the muff right there. It hits him in the face mask, and then he's able to pick it up and get about 3 more yards before he's eventually wrapped up by a smother of Colonial pursuiters.
Must-score drive for the Blue Devils. Jesperson knows that,
Picked
so
off.
He throws it directly to Michael Landers. Unbelievable. Just a terrible pass. Landers was wide open. It was almost as if it was a called play and Landers was a receiver.
Michael Landers will add to his total, make it 6 interceptions now for Michael Landers. And of course, Michael Richards had one as well. He'll go to 3, but there is a flag down in the backfield. I think this play might come back.
Oh, dear. They keep the ball.
Oh, wow. Oh, I would love to see a replay on that one. That was an unfortunate break there.
You can see Coach Banasak not pleased, and
here's that hometown replay. There you see the interception that was for naught by Landers. didn't get to see where there was roughing the passer out there, and there you see Coach Banaszak not very happy about that call either.
Regardless, the official has the final say, and now Jesperson will try and make the Colonials pay for this. He'll keep it. He'll rush off the right side, get to about the 49-yard line. DeMichael meeting them there with some other Colonials. Gain of 4. Clock winding to 25 seconds left in the quarter.
That last score for the Colonials, Jeff Ling, 6-yard run there. It was a 9-play, 57-yard drive that ticked 4 minutes and 1 second off of the play clock.
One of the longer drives.
Excuse me, the game
for the
clock, rather.
Colonials. 3 wide to the left. Got a tight end off to the right. But getting it will be Benjamin, and getting no yardage will be Benjamin, as Elias Navarro able to bring him down for a TFL.
Navarro shot the gap very quickly on that play, got in there and took him out right at his feet, and you know, Benjamin, no shot at anything positive on that play.
That is the end of the third quarter, and the Colonials could well be on their way to the Northeast Conference title, their first since the year 2000, and the first NEC automatic bid to the FCS playoffs. 42-17 your score, and the fourth quarter coming up after the break. This is the RMU Sports Network presented by Hometown Pizza.
I get to do something I love. It has nothing to do with touchdowns or titles.
Everybody bring it in.
I get to play a part in the life of someone just starting out.
How many of you think homework is just as important as teamwork?
I help keep kids in school.
Good.
And that's the name of the game.
My name is LaDainian Thomason. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer. Live United.
And we're back here for the fourth quarter. During the break, Stephen Dobis, the referee, was getting an earful from Coach Banaszak there. Had to have been about that roughing the passer call.
Now a 3rd and 8, Chris. Here's where the Colonials defense can try and make up for that play.
Jesperson looking downfield, throwing, delivering, and it's caught there in the secondary by number 82, Anthony Jolbis, the tight end. He had a lot of blue shirts around him, but he was able to make the catch and get the first down. Ball spotted at the Colonial 33.
It looked like Landers, Richards, and Bathold were all in there after they converged on the man. They tried to rip the ball out of his hands. They weren't able to, and now the Blue Devils, they've got to score here and then, you know, hold the Colonials. If they want any shot at this game at all.
They are out of this game without a touchdown on this drive. Trying to make that happen there was Jesperson, pitching it to his favorite man to go to, Everett Benjamin, the running back, and Benjamin getting a solid gain, 2nd and 2, 8 yards.
Another good pickup there by the Blue Devils, and this delayed pitch starting to work in their favor a bit more, and they're going with a bit of a no-huddle, hurry-up type offense. Now they get another audible. Let's see if they can't let this work in their favor and get some momentum. 14-35 here.
And off is again to Benjamin, going to the right side. Benjamin couldn't get to that open lane in the back. He's met by Robert Williams, and also assisting on that target is number 94 for the Colonials, Mike Lovely. 2 seniors.
Yeah, and here you see the Blue Devils going to the line again, and you know, there's a good pickup on that play by Benjamin to get in there, get the yardage needed for the first down, but now 1st and 10, ball at the 20. It's time to really start clicking away.
And joining him in the backfield is Tolbert once again with Benjamin and Jesperson. Jesperson goes to Benjamin, bit of a delayed handoff. He goes off right tackle, maybe gets 2 yards. That one not doing anything to fool the Colonials defense. It'll bring up 2nd down and 7. They will give him 3 on the play.
Just update you quickly with the final third quarter statistics. Robert Morris right now leading the way in total offense, 391 yards on 60 plays. Central Connecticut State, 43 plays, 234 yards, doing a nice job. And Robert Morris with 26 minutes of possession time versus 18:53 for the Devils.
2nd and 7, Jesperson, and he was going for his receiver who fell down, Joseph Paul. There, he was pretty wide open, but he fell down. Would have had enough for the first down from the signs of things, so this will bring up 3rd down and 7.
And Chris, you're going to probably see Central Connecticut State walk away with some sort of points on this drive. So far today, they're 2 for 2 on getting scores for chances when they're inside the red zone. As are the Colonials, they're 5 for 5 inside the red zone today. So look for at least some sort of points to come out of the Blue Devils, be it touchdown or field goal, but they need a touchdown here.
As you mentioned, they've only gotten there twice, though, into the red zone. But dumping it off to Benjamin is Jesperson, and Benjamin has enough for the first down as he gets inside the 10 to the 6-yard line of the Colonials. This is the most momentum we've seen from the Blue Devils offense all of this second half, pretty much.
Yeah, we haven't seen them really take the play to the Colonials like this since they scored their touchdown in the what looks to be the second quarter when Jesperson threw that 60-yard pass to Paul for the touchdown to make it 17. But in the second quarter, when Jesperson tossed it to Tolbert for 8 yards, is really when you saw the Blue Devils take it to the Colonials defense like this, and it appears to be the same type of drive. And there's that delay.
There's the pitch to Benjamin. Benjamin leaning forward to about the 3, so it'll be a gain of 3. It'll bring up second down and goal. Lovely teaming up there for the tackle.
Right now, Central Connecticut living and dying by that delayed pitch, and right now it's working to their favor. The Colonials not picking it up very well right now as the Colonials will sub in some big men. They're going to bring in Gavin Marshall and take out Rolf Bathold, so the Colonials bringing in some big men here as the ball now at the 4-yard line, second and goal.
First time we've seen this formation, 2 in the backfield. Richardson in there.
With 2 sidecars and a back behind him.
And Richardson will motion left, and they will move the play left. Waiting on the option, Jesperson leaning forward, gets maybe a yard, but it'll be third down.
I think they'll give him maybe 2, Chris. Looks like they move it up. No, yeah, they'll move it, give him third down now. 2 to go. Here's a look at the hometown replay. There's the snap, and he puts that man in motion, and it signals that the play is going to go that way. He looked like he might have wanted to pitch there, keeps it himself, though, and now a third down and 2. You've got to think this might be 4-down territory.
It's a 4-down situation. They need a touchdown. Once again, motioning is Richardson. The handoff is up the middle to Benjamin. Benjamin surging forward, and he is, well, from our sight line, he seemed to be in for the touchdown. The referees don't seem to agree. He looked like he was in there.
I thought he broke the plane, Chris. I don't know if we've got a good look at this from our hometown replay. I thought he broke the plane. Let's see if we can't get a better look at this from one of our camera looks. Here's the hometown instant replay. Right there, I thought that last surge, the Colonials pushed back there, but it looked like the Devils gave one last good surge, and I thought he got across, but now 4th and a short goal here.
And we'll see who they decide to run it here. Jesperson's going to keep it. He's going to dive in there. Well, we'll have to see.
Touchdown.
They're meeting, and it is a touchdown. Jesperson with the quarterback keep diving over the plane and getting the touchdown, bringing it to 42-23 pending the extra point.
Yeah, you know, trying to stay impartial on this one, I've got to say that Central Connecticut deserved that touchdown because I'm pretty sure he got in on the last play. I think the line judge just might not have been able to see the ball as well, and this time definitely getting in was Jesperson. So give Jesperson the 1-yard touchdown run, trying to bring his Blue Devils back into this game.
Joe Izzo, the senior kicker, and we've got movement before the snap.
Looked like DeMichael jumped off, but I think it might be a false start first. We'll wait.
They are pointing at the Blue Devils right now.
I think it's going to be against DeMichael.
Well, the umpires seem to be pointing in the direction of CCSU, but we will see. Never doubt at Albert.
Well, I could just tell by the reaction from Alex DeMichael after hearing it from one of the line judges. He was not pleased. He threw his hands up going, you know, what are you talking about? This guy moved. But we're going to call it on him, and we'll get another chance here for Central Connecticut State to tack on the PAT.
Interested a little bit closer. This will now be about 19 yards instead of the typical 20. No matter, Izzo puts it up and through, making it 42-24, an 18-point lead for the Colonials.
So palindromes roll the scoreboard now, Chris, as the score is flip-flop. But here's the hometown instant replay on the touchdown, and there you see Jesperson diving across and definitely getting himself into the end zone, picking up the touchdown. There you see they bring it back. There's the snap. And Jesperson just takes it right off the guard there and goes into the end zone for the touchdown. So now the game tightens up a bit. 11:01 on the clock, Chris. You know, still, as you said, 18-point lead. It's a bit of a restricting the lead the Colonials have, which was quite large before that drive. But Central Connecticut State did what they had to do. They had to get a touchdown on that drive. They did so. Now they've got to find a way to stop the Colonial offense, which has been pretty potent today. They got to stop them here and probably get another quick touchdown if they want any shot at it, because they're 18 still quite a bit to do in 11 minutes.
They basically need a 3 and out on this drive, or they need a quick turnover.
Or a turnover, yeah.
So right now, we haven't seen this man in a while, Juan Duque. We haven't seen him since the first half, actually, I don't think. The kickoff specialist for the Blue Devils coming out.
Could that be a sign of maybe some sort of onside kick? It looks like the Colonials have a hands team on the field. I see Cobb, I see Coleman, I see King, I see Link, I see Bathold.
It wouldn't be the worst option to go for an onside, but it looks like they're going to kick it deep. And they are. Though it looked like it came off the side of Duque's foot. Johnson fields it over the 30, 35. Still on his feet, trying to get around, cutting inside, 40, 45, leaning forward to about the 48 or 49 before finally being brought down. And a big return there by Johnson. And that could be just what the Colonials need to try and slew any of that momentum.
I think they're going to give them the 49, Chris. And, well, Colonials' hands team does a nice job of creating some blocking there. Here's another look at it on the hometown instant replay. And Raphael Johnson does a nice job with the return. And it's a good call by the Colonials to just be thinking just in case, because it's such a big deficit, to put that hands team on the field just in case the Blue Devils would take a shot at it. But right now, Jeff Sinclair and his offense has another shot.
Johnson remains on the field, and he gets it off left tackle to about the 47-yard line. Small gain there of about maybe 4 yards. This will bring up second down and 7. They'll give him 3.
Another good gain now, and you see Miles Russ coming back into the game now as Johnson got a couple of touches there. On that last drive, as I said before, Gunnar Jesperson with the 1-yard run. 12 plays, 70 yards. The bad part here for the Blue Devils, it took 4:41 off the clock, did it? So that's the only part. That's really the only part that hurts the Blue Devils, is because, as you see, 4:41 ticking off the clock. They're going to have to find a way to get quicker strikes. And as you see, the Colonials back on the field here.
And also back on the field is Miles Russ, who gets to the 44-yard line. So a gain of 4, bringing up a 3rd down and 3. Now this will be a big play for the Blue Devils. They need a stop here.
Most certainly, Chris, as the ball spot. There's a flag on the field on the far side there. Looks like it's going to back the Colonials up. Might be a hold.
Usually is the case.
A legal shift, okay.
Number 2 and 9 moving at the same time, 5 yards previous spot.
And the Colonials shooting themselves in the foot there with what amounted to a pre-snap penalty. And now this will make it second down again, but it will back them up to the 47, their own 47, making it second down and 12. I don't know if I'm the Colonials, though. I might want that extra down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now it gives them a chance to maybe get some more yardage and make that 3rd down a little bit more manageable and try and pick up the 1st down on second down again. Gives them another try.
Johnson's in there. He's got it. And he tries to find a corner, turns the corner, 40, 35, run out short of the 30. And it turned out to not matter at all, that penalty, as they just marched right back into Blue Devils territory. Only this time it was Raphael Johnson with it to the 34.
Johnson gets that hair flapping in the wind, going down the far sideline, picking up that 1st down for the Robert Morris Colonials. Fantastic job there. Here's the hometown instant replay. Just when you thought Johnson was going to get stopped in the backfield there's some good blocking done there. He finds a hole and just heads up the sidelines. Where you see him passing the 1st down marker and getting more, putting the Colonials in a good spot here.
Johnson gets the call again. This time he will test the left side, and this time he will drag along Isaiah Body until he is brought down and getting a gain of maybe 5 on that play. Second down and 6, they'll give him only 4.
Looked like he got close to 5. They'll shortchange him 1, I think, on the total gain there, but Well, Raphael Johnson getting the job done here, coming in and spelling Miles Russ a bit on this drive, and he's gotten some very nice gains and put the Colonials into another chance where they can get another score on the board and really put this game out of reach with the time now down to 8:25 on the clock.
Russ is back in, though. Link remains as the other split back, and Link will get it up the middle, and Link doesn't get much yardage, but he's able to push through some of those defensive linemen, tire them out a bit maybe, if you want to think about playing the long game, and it will be a gain of 2 on the play. So 7:56 to go. Colonials leading 42-24. The palindrome's ruling, as my partner here, Ed Albert, said earlier. More conventional formation. As Sinclair, though, brought down for a sack, and this will actually bring up 4th down. He can credit the sack to Alondre Rush there on the pass rush.
It'll be interesting to see what the Colonials do here. Will they try Greg Langer for a long field goal attempt, or will they bring on Schertzinger to punt it? Will they maybe do a thing where they have Sinclair give it a little pooch? It'll be interesting to see what they do on this 4th down.
Or maybe go for it.
Or go for it, yeah.
It would be a 47-yard attempt from here. And keep in mind, as we've mentioned several times before, Langer is not the starting kicker. That has been Garrett Clausen's job all year until last week against Duquesne. He strained his quad.
And as we talked about, Chris, earlier, Langer made a 46-yarder in pregame. He was kicking on the opposite side of the field that the Colonials are going now. And the Colonials take the delay of game, and they're going to go for the punt. So not showing much faith in Greg Langer right there, maybe.
Well, they just seem to want to play the field position game here. 6:52. And the penalties decline, as you can do, and that is a smart heads-up decision there by Jeff McInerney, the head coach for the Blue Devils, the 2nd most winningest head coach, next to Bill Loika.
Some very interesting plays here. Maybe another fake punt, I would doubt it.
Now Schertzinger will punt it, aiming for that left corner. And it's a good one.
Wow.
To the 2.
Very nice coverage again by the Colonials special teams. This time getting the ball there. It looked like it was number 64 for the Colonials. That's R.J. Cook, defensive lineman, 5'11", 260 sophomore.
Snapper.
Yeah, and here's Lanny Klein with a story. Lanny.
Yeah, thanks, guys. It looks like with just under 7 minutes left to go in the game, the Colonials are well on their way to a victory here, making them 13-4 all-time against Central Connecticut State, getting a little revenge on last season's loss. Back to you guys.
All right, Lanny.
Thanks, Lanny. And they started off, the Colonials did, winning all of their games against Central Connecticut State, and then CCSU was able to take 4 of the last 6. It does not appear they're going to take 5 of their last 7.
Can't say no.
Jesperson, though, from his own end zone, airing this one out deep, and he's able to get Paul, who looked like he had a bit of a push-off there on Rolf Bathold, but it's all in fair play, and it's all the way to the 39.
Pardon me, Chris, that's what Navarro ran over to the linesman to call out right away, saying, hey, there was a push-off there, and still no call. And that's been about the 3rd or 4th time we've seen the Colonial secondary asking for it, a penalty, and now you see a quick strike here. The Blue Devils in the hurry up with 6:31 left.
Well, you have to say it. Sometimes it's a numbers game, and those 2 numbers are not close enough. Anyway, here is Paul getting yet another reception. This one to close to the 30 as Jesperson links up with him again.
This is exactly what the Central Connecticut State Blue Devils needed. They needed to get a 3-and-out from the Colonials. Wasn't quite a 3-and-out, but they got the ball back without having Robert Morris score, and now they're marching down. They're at the 30 already.
In the hurry up, obviously, Jesperson able to field that. That is a tough snap, but here is once again, as flags fly, Benjamin rushing past the 10, but we've got 2 flags, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, 2 flags there. Good call, Chris.
Make it 3. This one after the snap thrown by the line judge.
I think he was actually just moving the one that was already in. I think it's still 2. The line judge was picking up his flag to just move it closer in so that you could actually see it. I'm not sure if they have the same calls. There might be 2 fouls on the play. Let's wait for the referee here. Very nice. Holding.
So that will back them up 10 yards, make it 2nd down and 12. Let's take a look.
Yeah, here's the hometown instant replay, and as the referee tries to make the button work there to get his microphone on.
Matthew Tyrell, the wide receiver, is the one who committed the infraction there.
So just when you thought CCSU started that momentum going, that was a very nice play call, and having Benjamin get that yardage, they're going to have to be backed up.
2nd down and 5. Jesperson, backside pressure, he throws it. Hit as he throws, it looks like this will be incomplete. It looked like he was out of the tackle box.
Fantastic pressure by Navarro, Chris, just coming in there and on the blind side, and Jesperson just seeing it at the last second and had no shot, lucky to get that ball away.
Definite 4-down territory here, but for now it is 3rd down and 5. And they need the Colonial 29. Jesperson with 4 wides, and Benjamin to his right. Fakes it to the right, and he's going to keep it. Not a very good decision. Robert Williams able to bring him down, and he's able to struggle maybe to the line.
Williams read that play at the beginning, just being able to jump in there and take out the legs. As you see the hometown instant replay of the previous sack, and on that last play, it was a great job by Robert Williams to get in there. And here you see a 4th and 5.
3 to the left for the Blue Devils. Jesperson has Benjamin to his left, and he will roll to his left. Good blocking there.
Yeah, Benjamin does a nice job blocking.
A lot of time. He's just going to run for it. He's going to angle for a collision at the 30.
And he's stopped.
That is, without a doubt, short of the 1st down. Credit Brad Bannis coming in there and just acting as a brick wall.
And Jesperson looked like he hit a brick wall. Take a look at the hometown replay on this hit. Here's Jesperson rolling out to the right. He's looking to just run this himself and get the yardage he needs. And there's Brad Bannis, and looked like a bit helmet to helmet there. Looks like Jesperson led on it on Chris Roberts there, and Bannis and Roberts bring down Jesperson about 2 or 3 yards short of the 1st down, and that could be the ball game there for Central Connecticut State.
The Blue Devils are down by 18. The score is Robert Morris 42, Central Connecticut State 24. There are 5 minutes remaining in this ball game. The Colonials have 2 timeouts. The Blue Devils 3.
Colonials just need to avoid turnovers now.
And now getting the ball here is actually, I think for the first time, Jamar Cromwell getting it.
First touch for Cromwell this afternoon.
So he will get maybe back to the line, but the clock winding.
Cromwell on the season, Chris, he's played in 7 games this year for the Colonials. He's gotten 8 touches for 55 yards this year, and his longest was a 34-yard run.
So now 2nd down and 10. 4:20 to go in the 4th quarter.
Colonials trying to let Father Time take over here.
Johnson getting it now, and Johnson trying to hurdle over a man. He gets back to the 30, maybe losing a yard. And that will bring up a 3rd down and long. And basically the only thing that the Blue Devils can hope for now is a turnover. They have to hope that Johnson or Cromwell, who are the 2 running backs who are in the game now and who will be receiving all of the touches, if conventional wisdom is to be believed,
yeah, you're going to want to
hope they cough it up.
Yeah, you're going to want to keep Russ on the sideline, not get him, even close to being injured. But now I'm going to see him put his helmet back on and jog out to the huddle. So who knows what's going on here? He's just going to give a handshake there to number 22, Josh Kyle, the senior.
Just
4:07 to go here.
He keeps the helmet in his hand just so he doesn't get called for unsportsmanlike, in all likelihood. Sinclair having a few words with Joe Walton, only head coach this program has ever known. And Joe Walton is close to, for the first time, having the program that he helped found go to the football championship subdivision playoffs.
That's right. He's looking to push his record to 8-1 on the year this year. And this would be his 103rd career victory here with Robert Morris.
So 3rd down and 10. And the pitch is to Kyle. Kyle past the 40, 45, 50, run out of bounds by Alondre Rush, but just Kyle there getting the ball and getting the first down. Much needed first down for the Colonials as the clock will continue to wind. Once the ball snapped here, he went out.
Sorry, Chris, Kyle with another wonderful run. Take a look at the hometown replay. He just kept the legs moving, got some good blocking, and he just took it all the way to the open field, a little stiff arm, and picks up some nice yardage for the Colonials. 3:53 now as the clock continues to tick after the chains are set. Colonials just letting the time wear down. They're just trying to do the least damage as possible.
He was forced out, so the clock will keep going. Split back look again. Cromwell getting it. Bowling over a man to about the 37. The guy in his way was Alondre Rush, and he will feel that one tomorrow, especially because it's such a cold day.
Cromwell felt that first pressure, and after he had his shoulders lowered, got the hit, and then just kept on moving after that first contact. Picked up another yard or two. 3:14 now.
Second down and 5. They've once again gotten it into CCSU territory. It is on their 43. Sinclair behind him has Cromwell, but he will still go to Kyle. Kyle getting a small gain on that play. It will be 3rd down and 1. So actually 4, not that bad of a gain. But it brings up another 3rd down for the Colonials as the clock winds to 2:42.
Colonials just keep churning away here, letting that time drip off the clock. And for the Blue Devils, it's just got to be painful to watch each second go by, knowing that that puts them just much further away from being able to win the Northeast Conference, which it looks like Robert Morris, if they can hang on these last 2:22, will do.
Split backs again, Johnson and Cromwell. Johnson has it off the right side.
Fumble.
And the ball has been fumbled, and Central Connecticut has got it. We'll see who exactly recovered that one, but the Blue Devils have recovered the ball, and hope is not dead quite yet.
2:09's what's on the clock, and do they have it in? 18 points is what's needed. It would be very, very tough.
It'd be miraculous, but they do have a chance with this recovery.
Looks like Raphael Johnson is down. Here's the hometown replay. Johnson gets the pitch here. And going, there's the ball popping out. And it looks like not being able to be recovered right away by Central Connecticut State. Then they eventually do fall on it. I don't see where Johnson was hurt, though, because Johnson is still down over on the far side of the field at about the 35, 34-yard line where he's down.
Well, from the looks of things on that play, you could credit Dominique Rose with the forced fumble, and Jeremy Creighton looked like he was the one who got on it for the fumble recovery. As Johnson is able to walk off on his own power, here is your situation. The winner, if it's the Colonials, will be the Northeast Conference winner. If the Blue Devils somehow come back, they will be the conference winner with another win. They have 2 more games after this one, but first they have to overcome an 18-point deficit with 2:09 to go. They are trailing 42-24, both teams with 2 timeouts. The ball is on the Blue Devil 36-yard line.
So 2:09, Jesperson in there. See what they can do. Colonials look to be in a prevent now. 2 safeties deep.
Jesperson has Benjamin to his left. Takes the shotgun snap, bit low, bobbles it, takes it under control. Jesperson rolling to the left under some pressure. Jesperson hit as he throws, wounded duck.
Eric Lowry.
And Lowry with the interception.
Oh, wow.
So turnover on one play, followed by a turnover on the other, as Eric Lowry, who is renowned for his special team prowess, able to get it here. Break this one down, Ed.
Oh, here's the hometown instant replay. Jesperson's going to get this snap, and this play is all created because of Elias Navarro. Watch him come off the end here. Jesperson thinks he has time. Jesperson starts going into pursuit, and then watch Navarro catch up with him Jesperson feels the pressure from the other side. It's Navarro's arm that gets in there, and then Lowry just looks up for it. It's bobbled a bit, and then he comes down with it right in the numbers, falls to the ground, and Navarro really the key player on that turnover. Lowry coming down with it.
And he's able to win the jump ball, and there's Kyle up the middle. Big gain for him. Looks like he might have enough for the first down.
Kyle doing some good running here late in this game, getting some very nice yardage. That's got to be at least his second about 10-yard run that he's had here in this fourth quarter.
Well, over to the right, we have some of the fans who are starting to come down onto the field. They're on the little hill.
Looks like the student section getting ready to rush here.
They're going to have to hang on for another minute 34. The Colonials are leading 42-24, a win, and they have captured the Northeast Conference. But here is Josh Kyle in the meantime up the left side to about the 31-yard line, gain of about 7, second down and 3. Second down and 2, it will actually be to the 31.
Now the time just keeps ticking down to a minute 10 now, and Colonials just trying to, again, not turn the ball over. And, you know, look at there, you see all the players on the sidelines there calling for these fans to get riled up. And it appears that Robert Morris has done very well on this homestand as they could come away with undefeated on the homestand here.
Kyle gets it again up the middle. He's tackled, but he will get the first down.
And that should do it for this game, Chris. Looks like Central Connecticut State has called a timeout, maybe? No, they're just moving the chains, and now
it'll take one more snap.
They're going to have to just take a kneel here. Looks like the victory formation, Chris.
30 seconds. Colonials huddled up, 20 seconds.
It'll take this kneel down, Chris. And that's it.
8 seconds. Victory formation. They take the knee.
Here come the fans out onto the field.
The student section takes the field. And the Colonials have taken the Northeast Conference for the first time since the year 2000, and for the first time ever, they've taken the automatic bid to the FCS playoffs. This is a monumentous occasion for this football program.
Chris, the Robert Morris Colonials making history here today, clinching a berth into the FCS playoffs. You see the student section out on the field, and look at that flag almost planted right at the middle of the field with Robert Morris at the top, that Colonial, 13 colonies flag there below it. And what an effort put together by Robert Morris today out on the field. You couldn't ask for anything more out of this game. It wasn't as tight as we had imagined coming into it. We were thinking it would be a bit closer of a game, but 42-24 is the final score. And Robert Morris offense all day just really took control, and it was their quick striking ability in the first half that really did it for them. In the first quarter, Robert Morris connected for 1, 2, 3 touchdowns, and that's where you're at on that. In Central Connecticut, only able to get a field goal and a touchdown out of that first quarter. So 21-10 headed to the second quarter, and that was pretty much the story of the game as Robert Morris just kept piling on the points. Eventually, at one point, they went 2 unanswered there to make it from 28-35 to 42-17. Just a great day all around for Robert Morris. Hopefully Laney Klein is standing by down there with some interviews. If he can get them, we'll keep you updated on that. But amazing day here at the Joe Walton Stadium.
It was close at times. The Blue Devils, they showed why they were picked to finish first before the season began. But the Colonials, above all, showed why they are the ones who will finish first.
Yeah, they really did. And just look at the team right there. You know, this was senior day, and you had a lot of the seniors getting honored pregame ceremonies, and all their parents are here. And Just an amazing, amazing atmosphere right now. A great time to be a Colonial crazy here on campus, and being able to say that you can go to the playoffs in football, something that, we are a Division I program in the FCS subdivision, so something that we have the opportunity to do that the other, they see they're spraying the, is that champagne, Chris?
The bubbly's out.
The bubbly's out. Something that you see Pitt, they're not able to do that. They're part of the BCS, so it's a bit different atmosphere. There's no opportunity for the other teams in the city here to go to playoffs in football, and that's something unique here for Robert Morris. And right now you can see the team is reveling in it. And they're being presented right now with the trophy. Northeast Conference champions 2010, Joe Walton and the Colonials. Look at that.
Which is the most in conference history. But even more significant, this victory sends a Northeast Conference member to the NCAA Football Championship.
Just some amazing pictures we're bringing you right now. And Joe Walton going to lift this baby here, and right next to him is the all-time leading rusher in program history, Miles Russ, there on another amazing day.
Tune into ESPNU for the NCAA FCS selection show on Sunday, November 21st at 10 a.m. to learn who Robert Morris will face in the NCAA Championship. Congratulations to the entire Robert Morris University community for securing the 2010 Northeast Conference Championship and clinching the NEC's first ever bid
by
to the
blue, white,
NCAA
and red
Championship.
shirts. The ones that have brought home the
Ladies and
NEC
gentlemen,
title
Robert
for the first
Morris
time in
University,
10
your
years.
2010
You see Coach Walton just trying to make his way out of the crowd there and get back to the locker room. And there's more of the bubbly, Chris.
Well, there's debate over whether or not there should be a playoff system in the current FBS division, I should say. There's no debate here. There's a playoff, and the Colonials are going to it.
Still waiting for some final statistics to come in here. And you see jumping around with that trophy. The band playing and all, and heard a few cowbells out there being rung, Chris. As you see some of the non-student fans still in the stands there watching the festivities taking place, and got to be devastating for Central Connecticut as now they're finally walking off the field right now. As you see the Colonials still celebrating at the middle of the field, and the Blue Devils, they had their opportunities today and they just weren't able to take advantage of them.
That they were. As we said, it was at one time 11 points. By no means an insurmountable deficit, especially for a team the caliber of the Blue Devils, but today they just could not get it done. The Colonials were the better team on every side of the ball.
Central Connecticut State 24.
And because of that, they've got something they can add to the trophy case.
Yeah, the Colonials started out, they went down minute 52, 7-0 lead. Then you saw Central Connecticut answer back with a field goal, make it 7-3. But then off that kickoff, 30 seconds later, Robert Morris makes it 14-3. Colonials really wouldn't look back from there. Central Connecticut State would come down on that ensuing drive, make it 14-10, and then the Colonials took off with 2 unanswered touchdowns until in the second quarter, Jesperson hooked up with Jose Paul for a 60-yard pass to make it 28-17, and then the Colonials would tack on 2 more touchdowns before Jesperson would eventually run one in to make it 42-24, which was the final score on the day today. Central Connecticut coming up just, again, short again, and they still have 2 more games to play. The Colonials finish up, this is the last home game for the Colonials. They finished up with a victory today, and their 4-game homestand is now complete. They'll go finish this season at Bryant next weekend at noon up in Bryant.
And it looks like to the fans.
Looks like he's proposing right now. That's number 70 for the Colonials. That is Carlos Andretti, the offensive lineman, just proposed. And he's now has a fiance.
Congratulations, number 70, Carlos Andretti.
Well, Carlos Andretti's won a lot of things today. A championship and a heart.
You see Shadrae King coming in and congratulating him, as well as some of his other teammates. And there you see seniors over there with the trophy still. So much going on right now.
It's almost hard to sort through everything, but got so many emotions that have run high here today.
I still see Lanny Klein roaming around down there. I'm sure he'll be looking for an interview after some of this after this celebration calms down. We'll see if Lanny can't get a hold of Mr. Andretti and his new lady bride-to-be, but we'd love to hear from these players, and hopefully we'll be able to do so shortly. But it looks like the seniors are going over to get a team picture, or is it going to be the entire team, Chris? It looks like it will be.
Yep, here they go, filing behind them.
As all the players start to make their way over, this looks like a bit reminisces at what you might see when the hockey teams win the Stanley Cup. It looks about the same sort of atmosphere going on here. Everyone piling in front with that trophy.
It's harder to get a football team all in one picture, though.
Yes, much harder, Chris. Many more bodies to get in there. You see some, as Garrett Clausen still not able to play today, and he's making his way over for that picture, as he's going to have to hobble over there because he's not. He's got that hamstring injury. You see Navarro heading over, as well as a few other players getting over there. It's a great feeling. You know, it's been 10 years since the Colonials have won a conference, and so it's a good feeling to have this football team back in gear after last year. They lost their first 6 and then finished with winning their last 5, but to have the team in contention like this, and they've been just superb all year, and to have this atmosphere around the team like this, it's just it's superb.
And you mentioned that they won the Northeast Conference 10 years ago, but it means so much more now. The automatic bid, the Colonials are going to be going national, going to be taking on the best in the football championship subdivision. And from the looks of things, the Colonials are up to the challenge, because keep in mind, they defeated Liberty here at the beginning of the season, and they were nationally ranked. So
they were, Chris. They were ranked 14-15, and we had the call on that game. So great again for the Colonials, and they'll have to update the media guides here. They have NEC champions 1996, 7, 8, 9, and 2000. You'll have to add 2010 to that, I guess, starting next year.
Or perhaps on next week's game notes.
It'll be interesting to see if that would happen, but it will be there eventually, and great for the Colonials, and hopefully we've got Lanny Klein down there. We're still awaiting word from him. He's trying to get some players to be able to get some of their feelings here post-game, and I think we have, did I hear right? We have Shadrae King standing by with Lanny Klein. Right now we've got Shadrae King with the trophy.
Shadrae King was on Colonial Sports Center just this past week, breaking down the Duquesne game. And now there he was, holding up the NEC trophy. It must be hard to put into words what those players are feeling right now. It's such a big step. They really are part of something historic here.
They really are, Chris, and it'll be interesting to hear what some of them have to say once Lanny's able to get them down. You know, they're taking part in their celebrations right now, which is good, and hopefully we'll be able to get some reaction from them here shortly, because
it's all straight pay today, John.
These guys weren't, you know, we're so far removed from the last championship that there hasn't really been that feeling around the team, so it's almost like it could be the first time it's been done. See some more bubbly being brought out there.
Here, no, that's silly string, Ed.
They've got it all down there on the field, Chris. Looks like Lanny Klein has it pulled away. Big number 7, Shadrae King. So we will go down now with Northeast Conference champion Shadrae King. Lanny, what do we got down there?
Thank guys. I'm here with starting tight end Shaw-Dre King. All right, Dre, how's it feel?
Oh, it feels amazing. This is probably one of the greatest feelings I ever felt. I mean, I won a state championship before in high school, but it wasn't the same. So for me, it feels like I got this one. So it's a great feeling.
All right, man. Thank you.
Yep.
Go celebrate.
Thank you.
All right, guys, back to you.
All right, Lanny, thanks for that. Hopefully you'll be able to flag in some more guys here for us. But there you hear it, Shaw-Dre just it's not often you see Shaw-Dre King almost speechless, but they're a very, he's just so caught in the moment right now. Interesting to see here from the players right now.
Yeah, and of course, as you mentioned, he was part of that McKeesport Tigers team a couple of years ago that did win the state title. And that was, well, a very strong team and everything, but something tells me that this win right here, just a little bit higher on the totem pole for him.
Oh, I'm sure, but you know, if you've ever seen Shaw-Dre around, he usually has that championship ring around his neck on a necklace there, and so you know how proud Shaw-Dre is of, you know, his accomplishments, and I'm sure he'll be seeing him around now with hopefully a Northeast Conference title ring. There's Lanny Klein trying to flag down some more candidates for us to get their thoughts. You keep seeing these wonderful pictures, all the parents out on the field, and you know, it was senior day here, so a lot more than you would normally see, and they saw a great one today.
Right now, don't know if you can hear it at home, U2's Beautiful Day playing over the PA system. And despite the weather, I'd say that's a pretty apt description.
They let those balloons go at the beginning of the game, and could be a sign to come that, you know, they were letting go of the past struggles in the last few years, and now they have arrived here as Northeast Conference champions.
Or that the team is only rising higher.
And that's true, Chris.
I just hope that everybody here watching this is just taking this all in as we are. This is quite like an emotional moment. This is our third year here. The first 2 years weren't all that successful, to say the least. There were some trials and tribulations that the teams had to go to. Never really challenged for the Northeast title those first 2 years. And then the first year that we're here and that they challenged for the NEC title is the first year that they're going to a national tournament. And we're used to seeing that from the basketball team. They went there the past 2 years, and now they've got company on the national stage.
Yeah, they do, and that's got to be a good feeling, you know, all around, because, you know, the excitement that we felt these last couple of years with the basketball team going to the national tournament, now to feel it with a different sport is just very, it's exciting, Chris, and just seeing what's going on right now is, you know, because last year the NEC title game for basketball was held at Quinnipiac, we were not able to be a part of that, and of course ESPN taking care of the NEC conference title there. Now you see this is the de facto NEC championship game, and the Colonials coming away, but it looks like Lanny Klein is standing by with Carlos Andretti, the man of the hour right now. He's a Northeast Conference champion, and he's got himself a bride-to-be. Lanny?
Thanks, guys. So was the proposal planned, or was that just something you just went with at the end of the game there?
It was planned a little bit, but the thing is, first was the game, finish the game first, and then get a beautiful wife on my side. So that's was planned, but at the same time it wasn't, because I want to win the game first and then the other stuff.
All right. How's it feel to win this game? Be NEC champs.
Oh, it feels amazing. Since the camp starts, we go and finish every game, practice, and we go, and our goal is to be the champions, and we did it right now against a great team. They came in to play blitzes and tried to beat us, but today we're the best team, and we won the championship. We got in the ring this time.
All right, thank you. Congratulations.
Lanny, before you get rid of him there, ask him what it feels like to be able to block for a guy like Miles Russ.
You know, guys, he's gone already, so celebrating.
Okay, Lanny, well, it would have just been interesting to hear that. I mean, blocking for the new leading rusher, that's got to be something as well.
Well, it's been a very successful weekend for Carlos Andretti, because he gave a ring to his wife-to-be, and he was going to be receiving a ring from the Northeast Conference.
Yeah,
so
he will.
I'd say that's a pretty good weekend.
Yeah, you can't beat that, and you see it. Lanny's going to go look for some more for us there, and what a happy man. And Carlos Andretti's done a great job blocking all year, keeping Jeff Sinclair safe back there in the passer's pocket, creating holes for Miles Russ the entire year. He's now the all-time leading rusher in Robert Morris history. some amazing things happening in this football program this year, and all culminating here with this conference title. As you see now, looks like more pictures being taken down at about the 30-yard line with that trophy. It looks as it's the special teamers. I see Schertzinger headed that way. You know, hopefully they'll see this on the cover of some of the papers tomorrow morning, Chris. It would be a neat thing to see, you know, champions for Robert Morris.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, Ed, seeing how the Steelers don't play till Monday, there's no excuse. They should be on the cover of the major sports pages.
As I see, you know, there's more than just our own Lanny Klein down there looking for some interviews. I see other folks, you know, right now someone's gotten a hold of Miles Russ. Maybe Lanny will be able to get Miles for a quick minute, and I see other members of the media out and around there getting various Colonials flagged down, and great time right now for Colonial football.
Great time to be a Colonial crazy, Ed, because not only do you have this, but as we mentioned, the basketball team went to the national tournament the past 2 years. You've got a new head coach who seems to have just a heart of fire coming in, and then for men's hockey, you have them ranked in a poll nationally for the first time.
That's right, and you know, right now it's nothing but power for Colonial athletics. They're showing it. They're showing their muscles all around, and you know, as you mentioned, you have men's hockey, and I think we'll be covering men's hockey next weekend down at the Island Sports Center. So you want to be checking out RMU TV and MCA TV for keep your eyes out for those next week. And Colonial athletics is taking off right now. It's we've got like the basketball season starting, and you know, football. You know, now they'll be going into the playoffs, and I see President DeLomo down there roaming around. I see a few alumni out on the field as well. Just amazing pictures right now as Simply the Best plays through public address.
Hard to doubt that fact. The Colonials, after this game, have proven they are the best in the conference.
Well, Chris, if we are not fortunate enough to provide coverage of the playoff game, it's been a fantastic year here from our side up in the booth, working with you and all of the great people that show up every week, and all of our camera people and people in the truck, our producer Jake Neal and associate producer Brooks Braden, our director for some of the year, as well as Josh Elsass. And we've had a lot of very talented people come out here and learn some things on these productions, and we'd like to thank MCA TV and of course Jimmy there, and then Ryan helping out with us, and of course Ray Zapparoni and Joe Hale and the Academic Media Center here at Robert Morris have come out and helped us all year with these productions. And well, we saw all victories this year from the Colonials here at home, so RMU TV, MCA TV also goes undefeated for the year so far, so hopefully we can keep that streak up next weekend with hockey and, you know, continuing on through basketball. But right now, we're sitting pretty.
That we are, Ed, and I'd like to remind everybody here before we sign off that if this is indeed our last game, and even if it isn't our last game here, just keep an eye on RMUcolonials.com. They will give you everything you need on how to follow this football team into the playoffs. They will give you media information, perhaps ticket information on wherever the game will be, for you to be able to continue to follow this great success story that we have here.
That's right, Chris. And don't forget, you can also tune into Colonial Sports Center Thursdays at 9:30 on RMU TV 98. It also gets posted onto the web at colonialsportscenter.com. We'll be over there keeping you up to date with all that's going on with Colonial Athletics as a whole, but also following this Colonials football team next weekend, and as they finish up the schedule at Bryan, as well as following them however far this playoff run may take them. We'll be there providing you with coverage as well. But it's been amazing, Chris, and it's been a pleasure working with you for these football games this year, if this is indeed our last call.
Indeed it is, and it's been a pleasure working with you and Lanny Klein, 3 Whippeal products here.
That's right.
Bringing the game, representing Western PA and everything. It has been a great season. I've had a great time bringing it all to you, and we've all had a great time bringing it to you. So, for the final time in this football season, this has been a presentation of the RMU Sports Network. Your final score, the Colonials 42, the Blue Devils 24. The Colonials are the 2010 NEC champions. They are going dancing. The RMU Sports Network is presented by Hometown Pizza.